Here on Cable 14 as the Hamilton Cardinals host the London Majors. Reed Duffy alongside my broadcast partner Neil Shrivastava. And Neil, coming into tonight, the Cardinals looking to reach their 10th win of the season. And they've got a pretty promising pitcher on the hill to accomplish that.
They definitely do. Logan Walters gets the call tonight, the Jasper, Tennessee native, with a 4-run record, tied in the league for wins, also tied in the league for the highest strikeouts, 31 strikeouts on the season. This is his sixth start of the season, 4-1 record as we mentioned. ERA at 5.0 on the nose, 31 Ks, 13 walks so far. We'll take on the London Majors, who have now lost 6 in a row.
And the Cards will look to continue those woes for the Majors. Defensively, Luis Bernardo joins him in the battery, and around the diamond they'll go Niles at first, Osika at second, Towers at short, Renault over at third, Danny Berg, Clayton Keys, and Tyler Duncan combine the outfield going left to right. Neil, the Cardinals last Friday night had a bit of a strange one against the Barrie Baycats. Out-hit Barrie in that ball game, but lost it in the end. A couple errors and a couple of, let's call them wacky happenings on the base paths.
Some bad breaks against the Cardinals last Friday night, and they just couldn't recover from them. Unfortunately, a couple of double plays that didn't get turned, and a couple of opportunities that gave the Barrie Baycats those extra outs in innings where they were able to score some runs in bunches.
They did get a turnaround over the weekend, getting a couple of wins back-to-back to close it out. But then last night, a tight back-and-forth affair with the Welland Jackfish. Welland just able to run away and hide from them at the end for the victory. You know, the Cardinals, they want another shot at the Welland Jackfish in a hurry.
They'll definitely get them. They'll get another shot very, very soon. I promise you. They're going to have to play the Jackfish 4 more times in the season. So there's going to be definitely opportunities to prove they can handle themselves against the best teams in the league here.
But business to be taken care of. A busy weekend for the Cards here tonight on Friday Night Baseball, and then back home here on Sunday afternoon. So a lot going on for the Cards.
It definitely is. And Miles Miller's will lead things off here for the Majors.
And the London Majors, who, due to Friday afternoon traffic on the 403, and who amongst us can't relate to that, they got here just after 7 o'clock.
They did, and they left. What the worst thing is, they left London at 4.
Oh.
So yeah, I feel for them. I left the office at 4:30. I got here just after 6 myself.
And Walters is going to open it up with a strike to Miller.
Of course, Miles, the Windsor, Ontario native, in his second tour with the Majors. Played with them in 2019 as well.
And for the third straight Friday, just enough time that the weather has allowed us to get this ball game going as Renault goes third to first to Niles, and that's the out.
5-3 goes the put out, and Tommy Reyes Cruz will be the batter, now the second baseman.
And Brewing Company is a great place for good, cold, local beer and munchies. Check them out at 65.
As Reyes Cruz stepping in, and you got to believe tonight, Neil, that one of the big things for both these sides is going to be the speed of the ball game.
No question.
With weather threatening in the area, 5 innings makes the game official.
It does, yes.
And you got to think both these teams want to get out, run away as quick as they possibly can.
Both starting pitchers are very prone and very more than capable of doing that, and they both like to work pretty fast. Boone likes to work fast, and Walters likes to work fast as well. So we could be in for a nice tidy one quickly here.
Well, and Walters already rolling in for the 1-1 and gets the swinging strike from Reyes Cruz.
Cruz is 15 for 47 on the season, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs so far for the Major second baseman.
He's been off to a really strong start to the season, and you and I were talking about it off air before the game, Neil. The statistics for the Majors just don't match up to their record.
They don't. It's just like it's unfortunate that they've had some rough starts from starting pitching, and the imports have just not been able to get the job done so far. Not maybe it's an adjustment getting used to this league and everything else. Just things just not going their way so far. Last night, their starting pitcher got through the first inning. That was it. But he had given up 4 runs. Just 1 hit, but 4 runs, 3 hit batters in the contest as well. So it was just...
Oh, and a strikeout there from Walters as he gets Reyes Cruz swinging away for the second out.
I'll give Walters the lead in strikeouts now with 32. Of course, Owen Boone comes into action. Tied with Walters at 31, so we're going to see lots of Ks tonight, hopefully.
It's always fun when you get 2 pitchers that just love to pepper the zone.
It definitely is.
Starling Joseph will step in. And Joseph has had a pretty strong start to the season, batting .280 coming in.
He was on a little bit of tear heading into last night.
And Walter says catch up to this.
Last week he had a pair of doubles and a home run. 4 RBIs last week. Tailed off a little bit last night, but he's now got the average up to .280 like you mentioned. 3 home runs, 14 RBIs.
This one on the ground again over to Lane Renault. He'll collect, fire over to Niles, and just like that, the Cardinals out of the inning in a hurry. No damage done, no base runners reach, and the Cards will have the bats in their hands when we return to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
All right, Cardinals fans, our boys are just about to get ready to hit, so I want to hear each and every one of you get behind this Cardinals team. Your Hamilton Cardinals need your support. Come on, guys, let's hear it. Let's go, Cardinals! Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14 as the Cards get ready to go a-hitting. Neil, let's take a look at our starting pitcher for the London Nationals.
London Majors starter Owen Boone will be the ace of the staff for many, many seasons. Of course, he's got an 0-1 record so far. ERA at 3.37 on the year. He's made 3 starts. He's got 2 no decisions, 18 2/3 of innings pitched, 31 strikeouts, just 4 walks allowed. So Boone has basically been the man that the Majors have called upon many, many times here. Of course, he pitched 7 2/3 here. The last time the Majors were here, got a no decision. Had 14 strikeouts in that contest.
He'll have Verhoeven as his battery mate, McGee at first, Reyes Cruz at second, Candell over at short, Battle at third, and the outfield from left to right going Joseph, Miller, and Reitstein.
The first pitch to Osika's in there for a strike from Boone, and we're expecting to see lots of strike zones. A lot of, like you said, both Walters and Boone like to pound the strike zone, get ahead of batters.
Also appreciate you not putting the boots to me on the London Nationals reference as Osika flitters that out. And Starling Joseph nearly came up with that catch. Oh, what an effort.
That'll be a base hit here to start the ball game. Osika aboard. And Clayton Keys will be the batter. Of course, Keys with the walk-off hit the last time the Majors were here in town.
Of course, over the years, I've seen so much of London sports teams, whether it's the London Majors, the London Knights of the OHL, or the London Nationals of the GOJHL.
Yeah,
There's times where they all kind of run together on me.
It does happen. It happens to the best of us, don't worry.
Of course, a lot of my good friends out in London. Done a lot of mixed martial arts shows out at either Budweiser Gardens or the Western Fairgrounds.
2 great venues.
Say hello to the guys over at Adrenaline Training Center, Chris Ordesky, Sam Stout, Mark Hominick, and the fellas. Oh, Chris Clements, he'll beat me up if I don't mention him.
You don't want to get beat up.
No. Still holds the record for fastest knockout in the UFC and one heck of a color commentator.
I'll duck.
As Boone has the look in. He'll deliver. And looks like that one may have been just a touch high.
Of course, the umpires tonight are Adam DeCare's behind the plate, Scott Cameron's at first base, and Sean Schaefer at third as well.
Boone winding and delivering. And that one's in there for the 1-2. Tristan Osika over at first, and he's been having a bit of a conversation there with Kane McGee.
And he is. I accidentally called Kane last name Kanye. I was looking at the score sheet real fast last name.
It's the Y, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Boone delivers again, chopped on the ground by Keys. And, it's going to be an error over at second.
E5 on the throw likely.
And Keys reaches on the error to the third baseman battle.
Patel with the error there, unfortunately. Had plenty of time, but he rushed to throw across to the second baseman. And Cruz just not able to make that catch. And now Tyler Duncan will bat.
I think the speed of Tristan Osika might have played a part in that as well, Neil. And may have thought he needed to rush the throw a little bit.
Exactly. Heard footsteps coming across and say, okay, I got to get rid of this in a hurry. Or he was trying to think if he could get two automatically there where it was hit to him.
And instead of one away or even two away, it's nobody out with runners on first and second. And Duncan stepped into it, but he's going to take it foul way out of the park. And that one came down awfully close to a vehicle.
That it did.
Tyler Duncan has the power to hit this into another municipality.
He definitely does. He's got 3 home runs last weekend alone, so I believe he's got 4 on the season now.
It's just a few weeks ago that we were talking about Tyler Duncan and the potential of when it gets going for him. And boy, has he broken out in a big way.
He definitely has.
And again, gets a good chunk of it, but underneath, and that's going to flare back in behind the grandstand, and it's 0-2.
It is Duncan, of course, like we mentioned, now 21 for 66 on the season. 4 home runs, 13 RBIs so far. Has an opportunity to cash at least another one in here if he gets a single.
You got to think with Osika's speed, anything in play into the outfield likely scores him. Anything back towards the wall, Keys will come around. And that one low and inside, ball 1.
Boone's last start against the Panthers with a little bit of a rough outing. That's where he got his first loss of the year. Of course, he lives in Toronto now, so he makes the commute to wherever possible.
Duncan hammers that. That is deep into right center field. Back to the wall. Gone! Tyler Duncan hammers it right out of Bernie Arbor Stadium. 3-run shot.
This is Tyler Duncan's world, and we're just a willing participant in watching the marvel is becoming Tyler Duncan this season.
Well, as the song says, gone like a freight train, gone like a hurricane, and that one, they're still waiting somewhere in West Mountain for that to come down.
Yep. Mom and Dad probably watching on Cable 14 out in BC. Definitely enjoying themselves.
They might want to have a glove out. Goodness, he hammered that.
Number 14, Luis Bernardo.
400 feet to straightaway center. It was a little bit right of that.
We're looking probably 415, 425, somewhere over that neighborhood for sure.
Without a doubt. And after Duncan clears the bases, it's Luis Bernardo.
What can you say about Luis Bernardo? He's quietly, in that MVP conversation for sure. 25 RBIs on the season so far.
A .339 batting average for Bernardo. Matched only by tonight's DH, Dennis DeBanning.
Yep, and Dennis DeBanning swinging the hot stick of late, too. 3 for 4 last night. Pair of doubles.
And you got to believe that this is going to be a big confidence builder for Logan Walters watching on as his teammates are giving him a lead to work with. And you give Logan Walters 3 runs, you've already put the Linden Majors in a tough spot.
You definitely have, of course, the Majors reeling off after last night, the 11-5 loss to the Kitchener Panthers. They're 6th in a row.
Speaking of teams that can rip the cover off the baseball. As Bernardo chops that one to short. Throw over to first, and that's one away.
Keith Candell with a 6-3 put out for out number 1, and Josh Niles will be the batter now.
And Josh Niles, who immediately after returning to the Cardinals lineup, this is the first weekend of the season, and since then it's just been fantastic.
Yep, 303 average, 7 RBIs so far, 4 walks. He has struck it out 9 times, so he's got 10 hits on the season. Definitely helped bolster that offense from that first base position.
A lot like Tyler Duncan in that he's got that long ligament kind of strength. Long arms, long legs. We've seen him make the stretch at first a few times.
That he has.
And he just generates so much power out of that frame. As 1-1 the count. Not exactly the kind of guy you want to challenge to a long drive competition or anything like that with his strength.
Nope.
As Niles, speaking of strength, hammers that out to left. Just barely foul. Matter of inches.
Third base umpire Sean Schaefer went out to the edge of the grass to have a second look at that one. But yes, the right call was made on that one. You hear the sound effects from Get Smart going off in the background behind us. Missed it by that much.
Well, that would have easily been 2 for Niles. If that lands a quarter of a second before it did, it wouldn't have had the time to turn all the way foul. As Boone delivers. And he'll get Niles looking. 2 away.
That's the veteran Boone bouncing back here, helping his team out, trying to get out of his own jam here.
Heck of a pitch there by Owen Boone.
Crossed Niles up for sure on that one and got the call from the plate umpire.
Looked like it was inside corner, Neil. Niles, I wonder if you was thinking it was a little bit low, but from the look that we got of it, that just seemed like a pretty piece of pitching right there from Owen Boone.
And a good job by Verhoeven here to frame that one up.
At the plate, number 16.
As
Good
Dennis
call.
Manning is.
Never underestimate the catcher.
Exactly.
Got to make sure we give those guys the love. That's DeBanning, who talked about a little bit earlier, has been on a hot streak, but Boone has found the strike zone.
DeBanning now got his average up to 338 on the season. 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, 20 for 59 overall. I mentioned a pair of doubles last night. He had 3 hits in the contest against the Jackfish.
And Boone thought he had the third strike there, but a little bit high. Boone with the long look in. 1-2. 2 away in the inning after Tyler Duncan did the damage. Ball is delivered, and he'll get to Banning swinging, so the recovery, Neil, from Boone is a good one.
Indeed it is. He gets a pair of strikeouts and a ground ball out after giving up the 3-run blast to Tyler Duncan. As the Cardinals lead this one 3-0 as we head to the home half, the top of the second inning after the quick pause here.
You're watching Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
All right, fans, let's welcome some of the groups that are here in attendance for today's game. Let's make some noise to welcome them to the ballpark. Tonight joining us, we have Hamilton Pro Wrestling and the St. Anne's School class of 2023. Congrats on your graduation and have a great night at the ballpark. All right.
available for our 50-50 draw. See one of the volunteers in the stands or check out the table for the Cancer Assistance Program where they're selling them there too.
It's Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Reed Duthie back with you up in the booth to start the top of the second inning. Neil's taking a seat out to the left, and Josh Alderman, who will be no stranger to Hamilton viewers on Cable 14. Josh, welcome into Friday Night Baseball.
Thanks, Reed. Pleasure to be here, and it's always exciting to see some Hamilton Cardinals baseball, especially with them up 3-0 here heading into the top of the second.
And stepping in for the London Majors to start this second inning is Brian Reichstein. And it was Logan Walters, who had a great run through the top of the first inning, had the strikeout, 2 ground balls, worked his way quickly, and now Josh looking at a 3-0 lead, and that's trouble for London when it's in the hands of Logan Walters.
Oh, without a doubt. Loves to pound the strike zone. He's got elusive speed with that fastball. Plenty of pitches in his arsenal, and as we saw right there, the swing and the miss, he can get him with the best of them.
A lot like what we've seen recently the last 4 Friday nights. Colby Ring has gotten the call on the hill for the Cardinals, and same type of pitcher. Works quick, has very elusive stuff, can move from fastball to off speed seamlessly. Is 2-2 now to the right fielder Reichstein, and Walters has been at the top of his game thus far this season.
Without a doubt.
Reichstein slaps that one well, foul down the left field and out of the ballpark.
Yeah, as Neil mentioned earlier, he leads the IBL in wins with 4, leads the league in strikeouts currently. He's got all the tools you need to be a well-established pitcher.
Walters delivers low that time. That'll run the count to 3-2. You got to wonder, Josh, if you're London in this situation, with the Cards up 3-0, do they need to slow down Walters? Look at a lot of pitches here. And it'll work out there as Reichstein will head his way down to first base.
Yeah, with a pitcher like Walters who just loves to go, go, go. No need for a pitch clock with him. But you do want to slow someone like him down, bring the game back to your level, play it on your terms.
First time tonight that we've seen the Majors with a runner on base, so we'll see if they'll try to get into the mind of Walters a little bit. We saw that a couple of weeks ago with the Cardinals against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and using a lot of motion on the base pass to get the pitching staff of the Maple Leafs a little off base. They tried it last week with the Barrie Baycats. Didn't have quite the same success. Of course, some wacky incidents on the base pass in that ball game.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if London tries to use a page out of Hamilton's playbook, as Williams hammers that one back into the mesh.
Yeah, as we were saying, just even a little movement on the base path can throw a pitcher off mid-delivery, cause them to second-guess their choice. And, I mean, hey, one wrong throw, and you've got a runner on second, maybe even third, who started out on first. Pitch goes just wide there. Walters looking for the corner, but just couldn't get the right call.
As Walters delivers, and that one swung and fouled off, and it looked like he came off the bottom of the bat and then off the leg of Williams. He doesn't appear to be too worse for wear.
No, looks like shaking it off and right back in there. A tough customer to be sure.
And Williams, who arrived with the London Majors, coming over from the Welland Jackfish. 0 for 1 so far in the season, but he's immediately giving a battle to Walters. Williams out of the DH spot, going 6'5" and 240 pounds, so kind of guy you'd almost expect to see down at Tim Hortons Field this evening.
You can say that again, Reed. He has got the power, and as you saw with that foul ball, he can crank it. Walters, especially with someone on base, perhaps a little worried, but I mean, it's Walters. He's got plenty of trust in his defensive compatriots. He's got plenty of trust in his pitchers as well. So maybe not too shaken up at the prospect of having someone with the build of a defensive lineman up at the plate.
Yeah, not quite Sean Oakman of the Argos, who goes about 6'10". The former Baylor Bear. As Williams has worked himself into a full count. Walters delivers, and again, Williams able to get enough of it, fouls it off of his shin guard, and stays alive. Great battle here between Williams and Walters.
Back and forth, just when you think one of them's got the edge. Foul off, and it's right back to it.
And this is what the Majors needed in this situation. After a real fast top of one, Walters was in rhythm, forcing him to throw a lot of pitches here. Williams puts that on the ground, and it's just off the glove of Osika. And because of the contact with the glove, it dies out in very shallow center. Osika has to come back for it, which allows a scamper over to third for Byron Reichstein. And just like that, it's runners on the corners for the Majors with nobody out. Williams got just enough of that to shoot it off the glove of Osika and out of the infield.
Yeah, it looked like Osika had it, scrambled after it, almost immediately after it glanced off his glove there, but just couldn't get to it in time. And now, as you said, runners on the corners, still no outs.
Tough play as well. Osika dove for that ball, and he is a long second baseman. One of the taller players I've seen step into a keystone role. As Kane McGee, the first baseman, strides up. McGee hitting .259 on the season. 4 RBI, but a chance to add to that here.
Not an ideal situation for the Cardinals at all.
And McGee is going to cash one as he laces one into right field. Duncan comes up with the ball, and around to score comes Byron Reichstein, and just like that, it's a 3-1 score with nobody out in the inning.
This is what I was talking about. The Majors finally slowing things down to their pace, getting a quick draw pitcher like Walters to slow down, maybe think about his pitches a little more carefully, start to consider, all right, there's runners on the bases now. What do I go with?
And Walters will be looking to battle his way back after giving up the run, and now 2 on as he goes 1-0 to the third baseman, Dan Patel.
Patel batting .324 this season.
And he's looking to make a bit of an amends for an error in the top of one that wound up with Tyler Duncan blasting a 3-run shot instead of what could have been empty bases. So Patel can, well, he can pretty much get it all back right here. Count 1-1. Walters, who if he had the glove around his other side, will almost have a Craig Kimbrell stance as Patel puts down the bunt quickly over to third. The Cardinals will get the lead runner. Smart decision there from Walters to have the look up and flip it over to Lane Renault at third.
Oh yeah, easy decision. He was headed that way anyways. Ball was rolling towards the third base side. Walters picked it up, took out the lead runner, and right back where we were on the last batter up. Runner at second and first, so still a bit of a threat there, but a little less than it would have been if Walters had tried for first.
The catcher, Brad Verhoeven, hitting .308 on the season.
Verhoeven actually hit his first home run of the year last night. Maybe looking for another one here. Probably an ideal situation, no doubt.
2 on, 1 out. Walters has worked ahead 0-1. That one chopped on the ground will get Walters ahead 0-2 as it runs foul. And Logan Walters is one good pitch here away from taking back a bit of control.
And all he needs is a ball just barely on the infield. Get one, maybe two, and get his side back up to maybe do some more damage against the Majors.
Delivered in onto the ground on the bounce, and Bernardo keeps it in front. Luis Bernardo's been so good this season for the Cardinals. Working with a young pitching staff, he's keeping everything in front of himself.
Absolutely. Bernardo, one of the best in the league offensively, but I feel like the defense, maybe not considered as much.
Chopped on the ground, and that one's going to get through Osika. McGee is going to be waved around. Keys has to come up with it. An error going the way of Tristan Osika, and that is going to allow McGee to scamper across home. And up behind him, Patel will go first to third. And Keith Candell steps in with runners on the corners and still one away. That looked tailor-made for a double play to the second baseman.
Looked like it was going to be easy peasy, lemon squeezy, but Osika, again, just couldn't get the glove on it. Looked like he had a read on the ball. But again, just snuck past him, maybe hit a wrong bounce. And
Kane McGee does a little bit of everything with his first at bat. The first baseman for the Majors had the RBI single, then comes around to score. And swinging strike to Candell will put Walters ahead 0-2. Same situation he was just in with Verhoeven.
Perhaps looking to write a news story with this batter.
The delivery from Walters, chopped on the ground, and that's going to be foul. As Candell keeps himself alive. And, of course, the clock being watched as well. There is rain in the forecast tonight. Walters had a real fast open and exit at the top of the first inning. The Cardinals got the 3-run advantage, which has evaporated to a 1-run advantage. And they had to be thinking if they could get out of the top of 2 quickly. As I was talking about Neil in the first inning, Josh, 5 innings would make the game official. They might be able to run away and hide, but that looks like it's been taken off the table as now Candell shoots it foul, and Walters up to his 30th pitch.
Definitely looks like we'll be in for a nice back and forth battle in this one instead of a speedy in and out kind of game.
And a game that we thought coming in might be a duel between two of the league's top strikeout artists in Boone and Walters. Has turned into a bit of an offensive matchup, although right there, Walters will get Candell looking, and that's 2 away.
Gets the out that he needed. Now, any out gets him out of this jam and gets the Cardinals back up to bat.
Opportunity knocking here for Walters. If he can get out of this jam, having only given up the 2 as the ball to Osika, flips it on quick to Towers at second, and that will get them out of the inning. 2 runs come across, but Walters limits the damage. The Cardinals hold a 3-2 lead over the Majors. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
For the Majors in the top of the second inning, 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 2 runners left on base.
When it comes to drugs, how much freedom is too much for kids? Drugs are out there. Will my teen feel free to say no around other kids? I didn't live drug-free when I was younger. Can I admit that to my kids? Drugs worry me, but how can I feel free to talk about it with my kids?
Questions about drugs and kids? Call or chat to get real-time support.
Hi, it's Anthony Frisina, host of Above and Beyond. On this month's episode, I caught up with Phil Hauser. We talked about all things home health care necessities for people with disabilities, and getting them when we need to get them to live a quality of life. Catch it at 8:30 p.m. Mondays on Cable 14 and cable14.com.
Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. It's Reed Duffy alongside Josh Alderman here for the second and third innings as Neil is taking a seat over to the left. We've got a rotating band up top tonight as stepping in for the Cardinals to open up this bottom of the second inning. It will be Danny Berg, the left fielder. And Josh, the Cards, when they had the bats in their hands in the bottom of one, got 3 across on Boone before he sort of found his rhythm again. See if Danny Berg can get him off that rhythm early. Flaring one to center field, but that's going to be to the glove of Miles Miller.
Yeah, as you were saying, Reed, Boone able to recover, kind of clean up that mess. Did give up 3 off that massive blast from Duncan, but hey, he was able to recover, get through the inning, and now looking to keep that momentum going. Obviously, good sign for him with that easy fly out.
Still not entirely sure that ball from Duncan has come down yet. As Boone will wind and deliver. And that one outside on Lane Renault. Renault enters the contest with a .224 average. A couple of home runs so far in the season. I think both those on Friday Night Baseball.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of him.
Ooh, and that one high and tight from Boone, and Renault has the bucket come off.
He looks a little shaken up here. But
quick tie of the cleats, and looks like he's going to be just fine.
A real trooper, right back up there, ready to go, and that really captures the essence of the spirit that the Cardinals have. Just, you get knocked down, you get back up, and give it right back to him.
Hamilton's own Lane Renault, and he's showing how tough he is in this at-bat as Boone delivers, and that's a swinging strike to Renault.
Renault, a real veteran presence on this team, having played for the Cardinals since 2017. He's known for his contact and his defense. Put 166 hits, out there in 170 games for the Cardinals.
Boone again trying to work inside on Renault. That was too far inside. 3-1 the count. And we saw Renault had a little bit of a sputtering start to the season the first couple of weeks, and then since then he's been very good as that ball tipped back off the bat. Will run it to 3-2.
He's been able to flip the switch, find something that works for him, and he has just been on fire ever since. Really turning things around here.
The kind of player that you really want to get hot into July and August towards the playoffs. As Boone delivers, and Renault tried to hold up the swing, couldn't hold it in time, and it's 2 away for the Cardinals with Charlie Towers approaching for his first at-bat of the night.
Yeah, you could see as that pitch was curling inside, tried to pull the bat back, but it was too little, too late. He gets sent down, now 2 in a row for Boone. 2 outs in a row, I should say.
3 strikeouts of the last 4 batters he's faced. As Towers leans in, chops that on the ground. That's going to run foul. Charlie Towers hitting 173 on the season. 5 RBIs. He does have 13 walks, which puts him amongst the Cardinals leaders along with Clayton Keys.
Yeah, a bit of a slow start to the season, but he's shown before that he can flip the switch, turn it on, and he was an all-star last season with the Fort McMurray Giants of the Western Canadian Baseball League.
An adjustment period to the IPL as he slaps that one on the ground, and what a hop that took.
That was just wild. Like, you could definitely see first baseman over there just trying for it, but that, you're right, it took a weird hop. Bit of a twist, flying all over the place.
Kane McGee is looking for the trampoline that hit off the dirt as that launched up over his shoulder and into shallow right.
Yeah, it looked like a routine ball from where I'm sitting, but
I think Kane McGee thought it was going to be as well until it took that wacky bounce.
oh yeah.
And that'll bring Tristan Osika back up to the plate, who singled his first time up. Boone delivers. And that one is in the dirt, but not away from Verhoeven, so no chance for Towers to sneak his way over to second.
Osika already with 1 home run on the year, 3 RBIs, and 3 walks. He's shown that he can get on base, and he's got some kind of sneaky, elusive power that you don't really see from too many infield players in the IBL. But he's got he's got the skills to pay the bills, as they say.
A bit of a utility guy through that infield for the Cardinals. We've seen him extensively now at first and second base over the last couple of seasons. As Osika slaps that one on the ground, and that one right to the second baseman. No advantageous hop that time as Tommy Reyes-Cruz plays it over to McGee, and that will get the Majors out of the inning. The Cardinals holding a 3-2 lead over the London Majors, who will have the bats in their hands when we return to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
All right, we have our Swiss Chalet race on. Go, kids, go! Wow, we got some speedy runners here. This is the future Cardinals. Wow, this is a very fast flash. Oh. Another one. Oh, he's a pretty little fella. He reached third.
Awkward on third base.
Go home.
What's next? After September, no.
Thank you to our young fans here on behalf of the Hamilton Cardinals.
It's Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Just saw the Swiss Chalet around the bases run from the kids. And Josh, last week I was talking to Neil about that exact run, and I'm very much looking forward to next season being able to bring my oldest out for a little run around the bases at Bernie Arbor Stadium.
I mean, what kid doesn't love to go out on the field under the bright lights? Some Cardinals baseball.
I'm just trying to tire my guy out. We're going to need to build a diamond in the yard or something. He's a ball of energy. He'll be all over this place. As the Cardinals holding the 3-2 lead over the London Majors as we get set for the top of the third. Tommy Reyes-Cruz will lead things off for the London Majors, and so far, Josh, we've seen a bit of a back-and-forth outing. First inning, Walters was in control, so was the offense of the Cardinals. Second inning, the Majors' offense came to life. Owen Boone recovered from a tough first inning, and that's why we sit just 1 run apart.
Looking at that pattern, this may be the Cardinals inning as that ball flies way out of here. A nice souvenir for a fan if they find it, indented in the hood of their car.
I was going to say that might be out into the parking lot. I was doing a game in Burlington some years ago where a hitter flew one foul and actually took out his own rear windshield.
What are the odds of that?
It took off into the parking lot, slammed into the back of the car, and as everyone kind of raced over to hear where the crash was, the guy holding the bat yelled, "My car!" Bel Air Direct was on line 1, I believe. Good luck explaining that one.
Yeah.
No, I swear it was a baseball. Well, who hit the base? I did, but that's not. Hold on. As this one slapped down the line to first base, Niles gets hold, and he'll step on the bag to take Tommy Reyes Cruz down here at the top of 3.
Great recovery from Niles there. Kind of bobbled the ball around in his hands, but able to pick it up. Wandered on over to first base and got the out in time to take out Reyes Cruz.
Starling Joseph will make his way in, and from this vantage point, there is a big-time similarity to Hanley Ramirez.
You can definitely see it in the hitting. He's got plenty of power. He can get on base with the best of them. And the comparisons, they're valid.
I'm going by the excellent hairstyle. As a,
well, I was talking about the stats.
Oh, yeah,
the
it's sitting on a 2
metrics.
the average coming in. Of course, as a Red Sox fan, I lovingly remember the days of Hanram.
Any self-respecting Red Sox fan would.
Ball delivered in, and that one chopped on the ground up into the meshing. Yeah, it's been fun to be a Red Sox fan over the last almost 20 years, I guess now. Yeah. Which is in complete contrast to the first 15 years of my life, which were not as fun. Outside of Mo Vaughn, that was enjoyable.
Yeah, small handful of bright spots.
There were times as Joseph flares this one into right field. Duncan charging on after it, and the big fella into foul territory has that one in the glove. That's not fair. Tyler Duncan at that size should not have that kind of athleticism.
As a big man like that, I mean, he absolutely sped across the field. He's got, like, truly amazing speed for a guy his size. You do not see that.
No, that's frightening athleticism. We've seen it a lot from Duncan this season. And Clayton Keys, who has been just brilliant in center field, and Duncan essentially playing, oh yeah, I can do that too.
Anything you can do, I can do better, seems to be the mentality out there.
I'm sure the Cardinals will be happy to take it. We've seen a lot of Danny Berg and Dennis DeBannigan left as well, and I wouldn't discount their athleticism either. Connor Bowie in that conversation as well and left.
Cardinals assembling quite the outfield, a terrifying mix of defense and offense there.
Yeah, Walters, his reaction immediately, pretty much as soon as he let that ball go, he knew that was running in and plunks Byron Reichstein. And that will send him down to first. And Josh Williams stepping back in. He had an epic battle with Walters in the top of the second.
Just another big power hitter for the majors. And
Byron Reichstein. Yeah, now it hurts. Adrenaline in the moment. He was able to get down to first base, and as he was standing there, you could kind of see him go, "Whoa."
Yeah.
That didn't feel so good.
Once it set in, had to step off, kind of shake it off, and looks like it's subsided.
It's funny how you see that in the moment. Where a guy can get hammered. We saw Colby Ring take one off the hip last week, a hot shot back towards the mound, and he completed the play, flipped it over to first, did well on it, and then was immediately down as if the adrenaline kicked out, and oh yeah, that didn't feel good. As Williams ahead 1-0. Delivery from Walters, and that one evens the count 1-1 as he goes with a little bit of movement. Starting to spit here at Bernie Arbor Stadium on a Friday night with weather in the area. As Williams swinging away. 1-2.
Bit of inclement weather around the corner. as we were saying, these two teams, it looked like they were just going to try and rush through it, get to the 5th inning so it would be official. But now it's really anyone's game. They've kind of settled in.
Yeah, as we go.
When it comes to drugs, how much freedom is too much for kids? Drugs are out there. Will my teen feel free to say no around other kids? I didn't live drug-free when I was younger. Can I admit that to my kids? Drugs worry me, but how can I feel free to talk about it with my kids?
Questions about drugs and kids? Call or chat to get real-time support.
Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Reed and Josh back with you up top. And Josh, so far tonight, we've seen some great pieces of hitting and two pitchers near the top of the league, and Walters and Boone go back and forth. We've got a pretty good ball game despite the weather forecast.
Not what anyone was expecting. We were saying, expecting it to be kind of quick, get to 5, and then get the heck out of here, but these two teams just going at it back and forth. Both pitchers kind of locked in now after giving up a couple of runs each. Defense and offense aplenty.
And it's the notorious Clayton Keys. He'll step in, having reached on an error in the first inning. As the Cardinals look to get to Boone once again. It was this part of the lineup that did the damage back in the first inning. And Keys swings away, and Boone able to get him out on it. 0-1.
Dangerous part of the lineup here with Keys, Duncan, Bernardo, Niles, and DeBanning all coming up with within a span of a couple batters. A pitcher's worst nightmare.
And all those guys riding fairly hot runs at the plate. Yeah, it's interesting how things go. In the last couple of Fridays, we've had a lot of rain during the day, and Neil and I have joked about it that the skies were kind to us on Friday nights to cooperate and give us a full ball game, and tonight it's just a little bit in question just at the moment as it's 1-2. Nothing too bad quite yet. We hold our fingers crossed here that it stays off at least for a while.
Just like this ball game, it could go either way.
That's a great point. As Boone has the look in, he'll deliver, and Keys put a charge into it, but it cued it foul. And that one way out of here. And Mike Marasco up behind us on the audio. Oh, there's nobody better. That baseball was brought to you by Acme, I believe. I heard Neil give us the Wile E. Coyote reference, so I couldn't help myself. As Clayton Keys, 1-2 count. Gotta imagine just trying to get something in play here, Josh. Get himself on base and allow this offense to get rolling a bit here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, if he can get on base, get some of those big hitters up like Duncan and Bernardo. I mean, the Cardinals could get going. But I don't want to say it all depends on Keys, but I mean, if he can get the ball in play, get on base somehow or another, Cardinals could be rolling.
When you bring that kind of power up behind Keys, and Keys caught on a tough check swing, will go down on strikes. And Tyler Duncan, who had the 3-run bomb in the bottom of the first inning, makes his way back in. And that's where we were talking about the want to get Clayton Keys on the base pass, because when you're followed by the likes of Duncan, Bernardo, Niles, and then DeBanning, having bodies on the base pass can pay off in a big way.
Especially with the big man up at the plate. Had that homer, bottom of the first. Put the Cardinals up early and maybe looking for a little more magic here.
Got to imagine Boone's not going to want to give him anything too tasty, although that time dares Duncan to catch up to it.
Maybe a bit of cat and mouse here with Boone and Duncan.
Neil mentioned off the top of the night, Boone right there with Duncan when it, Boone right there with Walters when it comes to strikeouts in the IBL, and he is not scared to go after hitters as Boone delivers. And Duncan hammered that on the ground and into foul territory, 0-2.
It was quite the hit. I'm pretty sure it's still bouncing and rolling off towards the fence down in the right field corner.
Down by the London Majors dugout. Duncan will settle himself back in. Boone with the look in. Couple of shake-offs to Verhoeven. Delivery, and that one skipped its way in. Nice job by Verhoeven so far tonight. He's had a couple skip in on him, and he's kept it. A lot like Bernardo's done for the Cards pitchers on the season. He's keeping everything in front of him.
Yeah, a sign of a truly good catcher. Able to handle any ball that comes at him, no matter the bounce.
Doesn't matter so much in that spot there with nobody on, but it just shows that he's great at getting down a block as Duncan rockets that back up the middle. And that's going to be a single for the big right fielder. And that'll put a man on with Luis Bernardo making his way up.
Maybe just what the Cardinals needed. Bernardo coming up to the plate already. A home run on the season. Leads the league. Or, pardon me, near the top of the league in RBIs. Already with 25 in the MVP conversation. Just a couple games into the season. And
what a find Luis Bernardo has been out of the Dominican Republic for this Hamilton Cardinals team. An IBL rookie that's already, as you and Neil both mentioned, Josh, in the conversation, is a potential MVP. And again, Verhoeven keeping that ball in front of him. A very athletically built catcher.
Yeah, he can crush it when he's batting and when he's back behind the plate. He's a steady presence, 14 assisted outs, only 1 error so far this season. A calming presence, both at the plate and behind it. He's someone the Cardinals can rely on time and time again in big situations.
Bernardo tried to hold up the swing, but that pitch was in great position. Strike one. Evens the count at 1-1. Verhoeven behind the plate for London reminds me a lot of a young goaltender. He's not the biggest, what you would think of as a big catcher, but very athletic. As Bernardo hammers that one into right field, it's tracking back and deep, and it's just foul.
Ooh, that one looked very, very close. A matter of, forget inches, matter of centimeters, millimeters even. That one just barely past the line.
It's the second time tonight we've seen a Cardinal hammer one just barely foul. And Tyler Duncan would still be running if not for it carrying foul.
Yeah, you have to think Duncan, with his speed, absolutely would have gotten to third. And
although it did look as if Duncan had held up a little bit just in case it had been caught. Didn't want to get caught and doubled up. Although he'll take a pretty nice lead off first as Boone takes a look back towards him.
Yeah, we said he's got that scary speed. We'll see if he puts it to the test here.
Boone delivers a little bit of a half swing from Bernardo. Duncan will get over to second, and the toss to first will be in time to Kane McGee. So Bernardo down on what will go down as a fielder's choice, and Duncan in scoring position if Josh Niles were able to bring him around.
But at the same time, 2 outs and you got a locked-in Boone on the mound. It's a sticky situation here for the Cardinals.
Josh Niles will set up with his .303 average coming into tonight. 2 home runs on the season. And just a presence ever since he returned to that Cardinals lineup, when you're able to plug him into that 5 spot and suddenly you've got space there. Duncan, Bernardo, Niles, DeBanning at 6. It just lengthens that lineup out to a whole nother dimension.
Yeah, with him at the 5 hole, you can put someone like DeBanning a little further down, put the big hitters all the way through the lineup.
Yeah, when you've got a guy like DeBanning who came into the night 338, and he's just in the 6th spot, and then Danny Berg at 250, sitting in that 7 spot. That's length. As Boone delivers that one in high, and Niles ahead 3-0. And this will be interesting to see what the Cardinals want to do. If Niles will have the green light, or if they're going to look to work the walk and bring a hot Dennis DeBanning, although he struck out his first time up tonight. He's been holding the hot stick. And that one, well, no question on it. Even if he had the green light, there was no point swinging at it. Boone was high. And just like that, Niles on to first. And Dennis DeBanning is looking at a 2-out spot with 2 on.
DeBanning, 2 home runs on the season, 10 RBIs. And I mean, he's the guy you want in this kind of situation. A tough situation, leading by 1. Runners at 2nd and 1st, 2 outs. He's the man you want to go to.
And that one high from Boone. Ball 1. If DeBanning were to get on base, Danny Berg would be up behind him. As Boone has a long look into Verhoeven.
Boone taking his time, selecting his pitches carefully, keeping in mind the runners at 2nd and 1st.
Delivery from Boone to DeBanning. High into right field. It's dropping quickly, and it's going to be a foul ball. And, of course, with both Duncan and Niles with 2 outs going on contact, they both would have been around to score if that would have been a ball in play.
Yeah, with how long that was up there. Duncan already near and home. Niles right behind him. But drops foul. DeBanning gets another shot here to bring home at least 1 or even just get on base.
Pretty good sprint for both a towering first baseman and right fielder. So Boone with the foul ball gets it even to 1-1. Again, 2 away. Runner in scoring position is Duncan. Bit of a representation of an insurance run if you're the Cardinals just at the moment. Boone delivers, and DeBanning got a piece of that. Back into the meshing foul, 1-2. And again, with weather in the forecast, 5 innings makes this a official game. Cardinals looking to get back out to a multi-run lead. That could come into play depending on how the wind blows into Hamilton.
That's true. With whatever may be coming around the corner, both teams want to try and get a lead of some sort that they can build on if the weather subsides.
DeBanning chops it. It's over to third, and Niles just out as he slid into second, and that will do it for the 3rd inning. The Cardinals with a 3-2 lead over the London Majors, who will have the bats in their hands when we return to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
Bottom of the third inning for your Cardinals. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on the base.
Thank you guys so much.
All right, Cardinals fans.
It's been a great learning experience.
Fantastic. Rolling up by a run, but we have a breaking happening right here between the Cardinals and London. But right now, we've got some wrestling action coming your way. First up, here is Mike Forte in action. Wait a minute. What Marcus called Aaron Uno. Sneak attack. What is this? Leave it wrong. Let's go, London! Really going for it here. Where's he go? Oh, double play. Hits it beautifully done. I think Morgan's Cole trying to escape. Oh my goodness. What is going on? Where are they going? Well, that's just Shane and Aaron Uno. Wait for the stands here. Mike Forte and Marcus Cole following folks. This is going to take all night. Back to the game.
Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14, and, well, that was different, Neil.
Yeah, I went to a baseball game and a wrestling match broke out.
Now, down at Field Up, I know Mike Forte. He's been in the local wrestling scene for a while. Very talented guy, and glad to see he was firing up the Cardinals fans while he was laying the smackdown on a couple of guys down there. And Luis Bernardo was having some fun watching.
He had a front row seat to that.
Yeah, that's. I can honestly say that's a first. I've not seen that while calling a baseball game.
Me either.
Before.
Usually I've had to use that term before, but usually because it was a brawl or something. But that's the first time it actually legitimately happened.
Well, you never know what you're going to see on Friday Night Baseball
This
here
is
on Cable
true.
14.
You're definitely seeing a pitcher's duel here, as runs have been few and far between here.
As down at field level, Walters getting set for this top of 4, and Neil, after a bit of a back and forth there from the bottom of the first inning where the Cardinals put 3 on the board to the top of the second where the Majors fought back with a pair. Not much in terms of runs, as you mentioned. We've seen Boone and Walters really look good.
They have both pitchers decided to shut the door after they give a couple runs in their first couple innings here, and that's it. Back to the pitcher's duel we go.
As Walters delivers, and that ball is going to be way up and over the grandstand, and it's boinging on out of here.
Yep. Owen Boone giving up just his 5th walk of the season so far. That last inning, Cardinals have to take advantage of those opportunities when they do get them.
Walters, whoa, what a hook there, and that one just ended up outside. Bernardo did everything he could to try to frame it up, just didn't have enough of it there.
Of course, McGee is 1 for 1 in the contest. Got a single, an RBI, and scored a run in the second inning.
And he'll slap that one over the head of Charlie Towers and down into left field.
Leadoff man aboard here for the Majors in the top of the 4th inning.
And talk about having a night early on here for Kane McGee. An RBI, 2 singles, and a run scored.
Yes, he's having quite the debut here in Hamilton anyways.
And that'll bring up the third baseman, Dan Patel.
Reached on a fielder's choice his last time up.
The rarely seen 1-5. As that was to pick up the lead runner when he was making his way aboard.
Yep. Probably the right call when Logan Walters made that play as well.
Walters delivers, and Patel hammers that one way foul and way out of here, and that is in the building, folks. That is in the building.
Yeah. Although people do look down for their keys to make sure it's not their cars. That's for
Notice
sure.
that every time people take that shot right over to see what is that.
What is that? Whose car is that? Yeah.
Patel able to lay off that one, and it couldn't have been easy. Walters wanted it on the hill, and he gives a smile down to Bernardo. And I think he was asking where was that?
Yeah, he was asking. That's exactly what he was doing. He was asking the plate umpire, where was it?
Bit of a Craig Kimbrell-esque setup there, as he'll deliver, and that one outside, even at 2-2.
Come on, 4-1.
And Walters is. We saw last weekend with Colby Ring, and we saw it again for Ring last night in Welland. Just one inning where it just wasn't quite right, and everything else pretty good. So far, we've seen that with Walters. One inning where he gives up a pair of runs, and right there gets Patel staring at it. And again, outside of that one inning, Walters has been strong.
Walters' fourth strikeout of the evening is Dan Patel, and Brad Verhoeven will be the batter now. He reached on base on an error in the second inning.
66 pitches for Walters at 3 1/3. So that'll be something to keep an eye on. He'd love to get a couple of quick innings in the books. As Verhoeven takes a long look at that one. Verhoeven reached on that E4 last time around.
Yep. That's the unfortunate thing with a dirt and clay infield. Once the Wilder hits it, it starts expanding a little bit and gets a lot softer. Balls take weird bounces, take weird spins. Of course, the grass as well has got a lot of water on it too today as well. So it's tough sledding out there. That's for sure for the infielders and the outfielders as well.
Tristan Osika looked as if he had watched that ball into his glove and it just didn't appear.
Yep. That can happen.
As Walters on the 1-1 has to look into Bernardo. And that one on the inside corner. And Verhoeven better be a little careful.
Verhoeven's asking, wait, we don't get that one from my guy. It looks like Walters definitely has caught the favor here of the plate umpire.
He's got to work with the ump all night, this Verhoeven. He might want to be a little bit careful. And, another looking strikeout thrown by Walters. That big hook. Right on the money. 2 away.
5 Ks in the evening for Mr. Walters. He's up to the season's averages now. Actually, I guess the season average is 5.2, but still, you can't divide strikeouts in half here. Or by thirds. As Keith Candell, my son's favorite major, will be the batter. Of course, Candell was actually with the Guelph Royals when my son used to come to the ballpark with me. So I got to know Candell and a lot of the players, of course. But his second favorite is always the Rangers manager, Roop Chanderdak, because Roop gave him a baseball on the way out the one night, and he still got it in his bedroom.
Wow,
5 or 6 years later.
That is one of the things, that I absolutely love about the IBL. Every night we come down from this press box, you'll see the Hamilton Cardinals players over signing autographs for the kids, and they do not let any kid leave here without something signed.
Exactly.
It's that interaction with the fans, and they are making, and it's all over the IBL. It's not just a Hamilton thing. It is every one of these teams are making new young baseball fans.
Exactly. If you get a chance to go to Labatt Park, you get the chance to, with the youngsters, you get a chance to run the bases after the ball game's over. Of course, the players all stick around. Cleveland Brownlee and company all stick around and, we'll do autographs, take pictures, and just talk to fans as well. And, of course, such a great organization. And, of course, that's what we love about this thing. Everybody in the IBL loves to give back.
Absolutely. Quick toss from Towers to Osika. Cleans up the top of the fourth for the Cardinals. Will hit the bottom with the bats in their hands when we return to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
All right, Cardinals fans, I want to see your best selfie games on social media, on Instagram. Take a picture of you enjoying tonight's game. Tag us at Hamilton Cardinals for a chance to win a pair of tickets for a future game of your choosing. That's at Hamilton Cardinals on Instagram. Let's see those selfies.
It's Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. The Cardinals with a 3-2 lead over the London Majors as we get set for the bottom of the fourth inning. And Neil, right now, it's Logan Walters, it's Owen Boone, and everybody else is playing second fiddle.
They definitely are. This has definitely been a great matchup. Of course, you watch Owen Boone set up there. He shades of Dave Stewart. I don't know, it might be a little bit before your time, but Dave Stewart had that intimidating look where you just look at your eye. All you see at the top of the eyeballs over above the glove there, and it just, Owen Boone has that look down there as he goes and goes, you ain't getting a hit off me here, son.
Yeah, he's got the intimidating look. Walters has the Kimbrel set up down, and this is a real treat, Neil, to see these two pitchers going head-to-head.
Oh, no question it is, and it's so early in the season. We'll probably see it at least likely one more time in the regular season, hopefully. And who knows what comes what may in the postseason as well.
The postseason picture is, and it's still early,
Yep.
but it is certainly not getting any clearer.
No, exactly. You got the Jackfish at 12-2. You got Barrie at 10-5. Toronto's 10-6. Kitchener in fourth place, tied with Hamilton at 9-7 records. London's in sixth place at 4-9. The Guelph Royals in seventh at 4-11. Of course, the Brantford Red Sox 2-13. All teams do make the playoffs. One plays 8, two plays 7, and so on and so on. So you never know. Depending on where these guys finish in the standings, you could see a first or a second round matchup depending on who gets knocked out in the first round.
With the way the records look right now, it's going to be a long time before anything is decided.
Oh, exactly.
Welland has been on fire, but we've seen the Cardinals play them strong every time they've met. As Danny Berg's swinging away, and he'll go down. That's one away in the inning as Boone continues to deal.
Of course, the Cardinals handed the Jackfish their first loss in the opening night of the season, beating them 3-2. And the Jackfish lost to the Kitchener Panthers, and then that's it. They've won every game since.
And of course, it wouldn't be the first time that we've seen impact players arrive during the season on multiple rosters. And I think we're a ways from seeing what everybody's final roster looks like just yet. Of course, the Cardinals have not had the services as of yet of Jose Fernandez. And
well, exactly. Once Fernandez gets up here, that's definitely going to shore up the bullpen and maybe even get him the occasional start to get him enough innings to qualify here, too.
Yeah, that's the ultimate game changer for the Cardinals.
Yep. Guelph Royals being rather busy this week, re-signing Malik Cullymore, who wasn't planning on playing, but had a change of heart. He's going to be playing third base for the Royals probably later this week.
Lane Renault shoots that one into left field. He'll get on with the single. That'll bring Charlie Towers up.
Towers singled his last time up in the second inning, but got stranded at first base as Tristan Osika hit the bolt to the second baseman.
You gotta believe that for the Guelph Royals, with the talent on that roster,
Yep.
it's coming.
It's coming.
There's going to be a run coming here for them.
Oh, there is. They're waiting for Claudio Custodio's visa to happen. He's going to be coming back from the Venezuelan League. Tristan Pompey's been away with the Pan Am qualifiers, which unfortunately Canada is not going to qualify for the Pan Am Games by the sounds of it. So you're going to get him back. You get Malik Cullymore in there. Got Josh Gorton probably another month away from getting healthy to play. And he has pinched around a couple of times for them, but he's still recovering from that arm injury from last year in the playoffs against Hamilton, actually. So that required surgery. So I think the run is going to happen. Manager Dino Romel is going to have that squad firing all cylinders sooner than later, that's for sure.
As that ball gets down and off for Hoven, back to the mesh at the backstop, and it will be on to second for Lane Renault.
Renault will reach second on the wild pitch here as that one gets away from Boone's hands. Maybe it could be just moisture, could have slipped off the mound a little bit here, but Boone wants another baseball. That one looks like a little wet to his hands here.
And again, it's been an on and off drizzle for most of the afternoon in Hamilton. It hasn't been really
heavy or anything, but it's just been consistent.
Just enough to be a little bit annoying.
Yeah, it's not a fun night to play baseball, and that's for sure. You're gonna walk out of here, you're gonna be feeling like you got under 10 pounds just in water and everything else just because of all the drizzle you've been encountering all night.
And then, of course, I know you can't trust the weather reports this far out, but next Friday night when the Cardinals are on the road, it's supposed to be 26 and sunny. Of course.
Yep.
Just our luck, Neil.
Just our luck.
Well, I guess we can't complain too much. Last couple of Friday nights, it's rained all day.
Yeah.
And then we've gotten full baseball games in.
Well,
so
exactly. It's like I kept waiting for the phone call in the afternoon. Hey, it's been raining all day. Okay, so we're not playing? All right, no, we're playing. Okay. Hop in the car, make the way down Highway 6 to good old Hamilton.
And the beautiful, legendary Bernie Arbor Stadium that we've talked a lot about it, Neil, but this season it's great to see how fantastic this ballpark
Well, the
looks.
friends I've got in Australia that are following the games on Cable 14 and everything else going, are you sure you're not playing in a minor league ballpark this year? Like, it just looks like a minor league ballpark.
And from talking to Cardinals owner Eric Spearin, there's more coming, which the next few years of Cardinals baseball are going to be extremely exciting.
Oh, no question it will be.
He has made this a destination once again for IBL baseball, and as the league expands with the coming of Chatham, it's never been better for IBL baseball.
No question. If we can get that 10th team in the League of Two in a couple of years, you're probably going to get 2 divisions.
Towers
Travels.
whips that into left field. It's falling quickly, and that will be 2 away.
Good job, buddy.
Towers retired on the F7 for out number 2, and Tristan Osika will be the batter.
As the Cardinals go back to the top of the order, I've heard a lot of rumors, Neil, and a lot of rumblings about where that next team is going to come from to make it 10. And are we going to see our friends in the Oshawa, Ajax, Pickering area,
I would love
perhaps?
to see the Oshawa Dodgers return. I would love to see that happen. Of course, they played at Kinsman Stadium, which is just a beautiful place to play baseball.
That's been the one that I've heard the most frequently.
Of course, it was owned by the Troy May, who unfortunately passed away. His son, Jamie, is actually coaching now the junior team. His wife, Lori, is still involved with Oshawa baseball as well, too. So I would love to see it come back there. It's just a matter of if they can make it work and everything else as far as the travel and the financial commitments. They'd have to get the sponsorships and everything else. It's not easy, and it's not cheap to run a team in the IBL, that's for sure.
No, it's certainly not, but it would give in terms of a geographical look, if you're Oshawa and you've got Toronto and Barrie.
Yep.
You've got local enough rivals.
Yep. You would probably put Welland and Hamilton in that division and then just let everybody else on the other side go. Better division would look like Guelph, Kitchener, Brantford, London, and of course Chatham.
About equal travel, and Barrie being the furthest outlier in what would be an East division.
Yep.
But you can get from, and I've done it on the bus a number of times, you can get to either Barrie or Oshawa from Hamilton within an hour and a half.
Yep.
As Boone delivers.
The 407 and the 403 are definitely our friends in those situations.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Oh, the expansion of the 407 has been just fantastic.
Yep.
As Boone leans in with a 2-1 count to Tristan Osika. The Knights getting back on the bus that have gotten quicker because of that expansion. And again, that's a ball for 3-1. 2 out in the inning, and Tristan Osika is trying to turn this into a bit of an adventure for Owen Boone. Boone up to 69 pitches. Now the Cardinals trying to do what the Majors did a little bit earlier to Walters, and that's take an inning to inflate the pitch count. And Osika puts that on the ground. It's over to second, on to first, and that's 3 away. The Majors get out of the inning without any damage done. The Cardinals hold the 3-2 lead as we go to the top of 5 when we return to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base.
All right, wrestling fans, wait a minute. We've been trying to keep up with this brawl for the last little while. They're coming back. Oh, Mike Corte again railing Marcus Gold to the fence. After Shea has a hold of Arenuno and a headlock.
Can't see them. Where are they at now?
Ooh, nice strike on Marcus Gold. Oh, Arenuno, Mike Forte now. Taking over, going to body slam. No way. Oh. Whoa. Out of nowhere. But now Marcus Gold, vicious chop. guys are the best.
Well, the base brawl continues here on Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. How have they had the energy to keep that going this whole time? And Luis Bernardo is still having a blast, Neil.
He is definitely back having a blast back there. He's going to be writing home to folks and say, yeah, we watched a wrestling match from home plate tonight.
I'd have to see if he wants some tapes or something. I know a couple of guys who can make his day if he's a wrestling fan.
Well, I heard rumors a lot of these guys on the Cardinals are wrestling fans. They were thinking about going to AEW next week as well, so we'll see.
I will be there on Thursday night for Collision.
Nice.
Very excited. As a couple of my very good friends are currently a part of AEW, and big shout out to my good buddy All Ego Ethan Page, who's got his homecoming. He's a lot of fun as Walters delivers, and that ball flown high into foul territory. Niles tracking over, and that's going to be well out of distance.
That's going to be a soggy souvenir for someone down there.
Yeah, somebody get a towel.
Yep. See a youngster trying to gingerly make his way down the stairways here and grab that souvenir.
As again, that mist is rolled back in, just enough to be a nuisance.
Yep.
As Miles Miller, who has grounded out twice in the ball game, hammers that into right field on the bounce to Tyler Duncan, and Miller turned that around in a hurry.
Duncan plays it safe on that ball, especially with the ground being slick out there. You don't want to pull something or slip and let it go behind you here. Takes it on the bounce, and Miles Miller has got the leadoff single here to start the fifth inning.
Tommy Reyes Cruz struck out, grounded out to Josh Niles. Walters has something to think about with Miles Miller over at first base.
Walters at 78 pitches now in the contest. Pitch count maybe a little higher than he wants it to be right in this situation, but the point is he's kept his team in the lead here.
Delivery from Walters. That one hit way up into the sky. As Lane Renault tried to get underneath it, he lost sight of it, but the throw over to second is going to get the lead runner and Miller anyway.
That'll be a 7-4 fielder's choice, as a great job by the left fielder coming in to back Lane Renault up there and make the play. Renault just lost it in this very tough sky here. I didn't even see it till it almost came down. Just fell behind the backside of Renault there.
And it actually worked out for the Cards because they get the lead runner, at least in that sense, Neil. And yeah, that's a wacky. We see Renault gesturing to Charlie Towers. He was looking up, and between the lights in the stadium and this
hazy
strange sky.
Yeah. It's almost like a small mist, fog, or whatever you want to call it, but yeah, it's not an easy one to play in, that's for sure.
The light is reflecting off whatever this misty fog type thing is. As up is Starling Joseph, and yeah, you can see how that ball straight into the air, Renault would have been just stuck.
Yep. Joseph 0 for 2 in the contest. Grounded out to the third baseman and flown out to right field his last time up.
You feel for Renault there, too, because that's got to be a miserable feeling. You know essentially where it is, but you can't quite locate it.
And the other concern is you just don't want to get hit by it.
Yeah. I saw him turn to Charlie Towers and essentially say, I
didn't see it.
don't know where it is.
Help me out.
Landed right behind him as you were talking about. You don't want to get hit. As Walters has to look in 0-2 to Joseph. He'll deliver, and that one high. It'll run to 1-2.
Not a bad spot to miss here, especially against Starling Joseph, who likes to get balls up in the air here. Has the power. Loves to hit for extra bases as well.
Joseph sets as Walters looks in. He'll deliver, and he gets Joseph looking, and Starling Joseph now protesting the strikeout. And he's
on the line here. I don't know if he drove the line. He's just standing there waiting for that one.
Yeah, I think he's just standing, and Joseph made the smart move there. Didn't continue on the argument. Took the breath and walked off.
Yep.
Fielder, number 22, Byron Reichstein.
Of course, Byron Reichstein now the batter.
Reichstein, who's walked, been hit by a pitch, and scored.
Yep. Typical Byron Reichstein kind of night. Either he hits the ball a mile or he finds his way on base by other means.
And Walters in with strike one. And Logan Walters works quick. He's effective. As you said, Neil, that pitch count inflating on him a little bit tonight. But he's been getting the job done. Again, that's other than that second inning where it really ballooned. You know, out of the 4 2/3 he's pitched so far, it's just that one that he'd want back.
Well, it was leadoff walk to Reichstein, followed by a pair of singles, then the fielder's choice, then the error would compound the inning. Again, the Cardinals just falling victim to extending innings here to their opponents.
Yeah, and that error was a tailor-made double play as well. If that ball doesn't explode on Osika, it would have been a quick flip to Towers and then back to Niles.
Yep.
Might not have gotten both, but it would have been close as that ball chopped and, ooh, did that catch the plate umpire on the way through?
I think it did. Bernardo was asking, is he okay here? And he's asking for another baseball as well. He'll go take a walk out here with his pitcher and give the umpire a few more seconds to catch his breath, recover, and just make sure everything's where it's supposed to be.
You know, we talk a lot about umpires and in the terms of are they right, are they wrong, but you got to salute these guys for how tough they are behind the plate, Neil. We talk about catchers taking it in bad spots, batters fouling it off the leg or off the foot.
Yep.
The umpires, when they get struck, not a whole lot of padding.
No, there's not. There's like that little pads in here and there, but it's just like, yeah, it's not. They don't have the same amount of padding as a catcher does in Bernardo or everything else. You got some guys wear a chest protector inside and everything else. It's almost kind of like the lightweight Kevlar hockey pads and everything else, but nothing, the shoulder pads, but nothing else really. It's not like the old days where they had that big old foam, whatever you want to call it, blocker, for lack of a better word.
Ball chopped over to Josh Niles at first. That'll get Walters out of the inning. He's through 5. The Cardinals holding a 3-2 lead over the London Majors. We'll be back with the bottom of the inning right after this. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
All right, baseball fans and wrestling fans for that matter. We have a game of Name That Tune. And with me here right now is Chris rocking an awesome WrestleMania 6 t-shirt. The Ultimate Warrior. Oh, he pulled out one of the biggest upsets in wrestling history that night. But Chris, it's time for you to name that tune. We're going to play a few seconds of a song, and you have time to name that tune. Hit it, Maestro. All right, Chris, name that tune. John Cena! Yes, correct.
Ronald McDonald Has Charities provides a place for families to stay together steps away from a local children's hospital. Because when families stay together, the children get stronger. Donate today at rmhccanada.ca.
Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. The Cardinals will lead off the bottom of the 5th inning with center fielder Clayton Keys. And Neil, it feels like there's something coming for Clayton Keys at some point here tonight.
Yes, I think he's just due for something to break out. He's been definitely hitting the ball hard. Unfortunately, just not getting the results he's hoping for. But yeah, he reached on air in the first inning, then struck out in the third. So he's definitely been playing bad on ball here, but hasn't quite figured out Owen Boone yet.
And Owen Boone, who outside of a 3-run bottom of 1, has been really good for the London Majors.
No
Not that that's
yeah.
overly surprising.
No, not at all.
And Boone opens the at-bat up going inside on Keys.
And you just know once the London Majors get the pitching staff solidified a little more, they're definitely going to start climbing the standings too. They got too much talent on the other side of that diamond here to stay where they are in the standings.
You mentioned earlier, Neil, imports for the London Majors, and that could be something that they look to shore up as the season goes along.
Well, exactly. You've seen the couple of imports going sent home. Of course, Emilius Guerrero from the Baycats having to go back to deal with the family issue. Hope everything's home. Okay with the Guerrero family back home.
Absolutely.
And the Sandy Baez, unfortunately, got injured for the Guelph Royals, and he was ultimately released this week to make room for Malik Collymore. So Royals will be looking for another import spot as well. He knows they might get Andrew Case back as well.
Delivery, and that one flashed way out, foul by Keys. And it's one that you see it in the CFL, you see it in the CHL, those import spots. They are so important.
Well, they are, just because you can get a high. I don't want to say it's a hired gun or anything, but definitely in some cases, most of the time it's a pitcher or something that you can otherwise couldn't find up here locally. But you can bring them in from various points in the world.
And it's finite, right, Neil? Because you've only got so many spots that you can use for an import. So those players, when you're limited in those kind of spots, they've got to be impact players. There really is no other choice.
Well, exactly. If your import's not working out, you definitely have to kind of just cut ties and send them home. We saw that happen a lot last year with various imports as well. The Brantford Red Sox, I think they sent 3 of their 4 back.
Delivery from Boone, slapped on the ground by Keys. Ball over to first, and nice toss from Battelle over to McGee, and that'll be 1 away.
That'll bring up Tyler Duncan, who's pretty much been the one-man show tonight. A 3-run homer in the first inning and a single in the third. He's definitely had Owen Boone's number tonight.
And he had a tremendous catch flying over into foul territory, and we've talked about it before, Neil. A guy that size should not move like that.
No, he sets out. If you've ever been to this ballpark, you see the CHCH sign in right field. That's where he usually sets up to field most things, and he made the good trek and some record speed there as well. Those long strides.
Boone delivers, and whoa, Duncan saw something that he liked, and it cut away from him.
You can see the look on his face, like, yeah, he fooled me with that one.
Boy, what a chess match we've seen tonight. Owen Boone against the Cardinals hitters, Logan Walters against the Majors hitters, and it has been fun.
Walters got the advantage, 6-5 in the strikeout category. As Duncan swings on that one, too.
Boone quickly ahead 0-2 as Duncan finds himself down in the count, almost as if Boone heard you as you were counting off strikeouts.
Well, there's not a lot of people in the crowd tonight due to the weather, so you wouldn't be surprised he heard us. Of course, I don't know if you saw that clip in the Majors and everything, the Washington National games, the first base umpire yelling at somebody from the Nationals bench. I can hear, there's not so many people here, I can hear exactly what you're saying.
Has that one outside for ball 1. Yeah, it's unfortunate. We've seen incredible crowds
tonight
on
was definitely
Friday
the weather.
nights. Yeah.
Definitely the weather, scaring people away. Of course, the Ticats home opener as well, so it's a tough sell.
Yeah, anytime that you've got the drizzle like we had today, it's a tough sell for baseball.
Yeah, Mom and Dad don't want to bring the kids out to a soggy baseball game.
Well, if they're watching it right now, they're seeing Tyler Duncan drill it deep into center field, and a fly out there as Miles Miller tracks all the way back near the warning track before he's able to pull that one in, as Duncan has been all over the ball tonight.
That Hayes was definitely hard to track that one down. Miles Miller did a great job of finding it. Looks like it just at the last moment there, too, as he backpedaled a few more steps closer to the fence to retire Duncan for the first time this evening.
Yeah, if he can't locate that ball, the way that Duncan can move.
It's a double, maybe a triple.
Yeah,
for sure.
I was just going to say, Neil, I think you're looking at a triple for the big fella. As Luis Bernardo. Slaps that one on the ground to short, quickly brought in by Candell, and it's over to first, and that will end the 5th inning. Through 5, the Cards hold a 3-2 lead on the London Majors. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
All right, baseball fans, we have our tire race coming up. We got a few young contestants in for whatever reason. Aaron Nuno's out here with a tire. Really? What the hell box did you bring to get into this thing? Anyway, be that as it may, we're going to race to the end of the Cardinals dugout. Right now, with a prize pack on the line, brought to you by McVale Auto Services. All right, are the contestants ready?
Hit the wrestler, chest lock.
On your mark. Get set. Go! Oh, it's a timer. Oh, look at me run. Oh, hey, oh, no, he fell. Nope, that doesn't count. Yes. Go, 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 go. Yeah! What's your name, buddy? Noah. Congratulations to Noah. You get a prize tag courtesy of McVale Auto Services. Wait a minute. Wait, out here again. Uh-oh, Aaron Nuno's in trouble. The Aaron Nuno baited his partner to put us who's baiting this thing. Oh, yeah. Like Borte, going to see to his own medicine. Oh, no, here we go again. Here we go again.
Noah, hit him. Noah, get him.
No, not that. Into the jack, slams it. Oh, my goodness. He's going to crack the whole thing in the back. Once again, folks, we're going to keep up with this.
It's Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14, and I'm with Luis Bernardo. I don't know, Neil.
Great day to be a baseball fan and a wrestling fan. You got the best of both worlds tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, Mike Forte cleaning it up out there.
Kelly Potato.
Aaron Uno trying to get in with the kids on the tire race, and rightly so. He blew a tire himself and ended up down in the grass trying to take a prize away from the kids.
Oh, exactly.
Come on now.
Doesn't pay.
Logan Walters back onto the hill for the top of the 6th inning, and you got to believe that the pitch count is going to start to become a factor for Walters.
I think he's definitely going to see. He might, for this inning, he might get out to the 7th, to start the 7th anyways. And of course, that bullpen has been pretty quiet tonight. A lot of guys got used last night, so not sure who we'll see tonight.
And Walters delivers high and inside. Josh Williams, the humongous designated hitter, swings away for strike 1. And it looks like there is someone starting to loosen up deep in the Cardinals bullpen there. As Walters continues on, and that one just missed the outside corner. Bernardo had hands on it, but couldn't quite bring it back in.
Of course, Josh Williams occupying the space that would normally be taken up by Cleveland Brownlee. I think Brownlee's just taking a well-deserved night off after collecting career RBI number 500 last night. In the loss to the Kitchener Panthers, a solo blast in the 8th inning for RBI number 500.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
500 career RBIs.
And one of the nicest guys in the league as well.
Well earned, well deserved. As that is going to be a walk as Walters deals it inside. So to open up the top of the 6th inning, it's the big fella on base.
The first baseman, number 37,
and that'll bring Kane McGee up. And he has had the number on Logan Walters tonight, an RBI single, run scored, and then followed it up with a single.
Yes, he has.
Double play.
Cardinals
Here
at
we
the
go.
double play depth here, trying to turn this one.
Not a big lead for Josh Williams over at first, as Walters delivers outside. And Walters has gone past 90 pitches, up to 94.
DP
Doesn't
now.
seem like there's a lot of urgency in that Cardinals bullpen, so it seems like they would like him to finish out the 6th if they can here, Neil.
Yeah, you hope he can get through this one, get a ground ball, get 2 outs here, and then get your ender here. But we'll have to see.
I'm sure they would like to ideally bring a pitcher in clean
Strike.
to start the 7th inning, potentially.
Yep.
As Walters delivers, and that one again fouled back into the screen. From the files of really good news, the man doing the catching in the bullpen right now is Tanner Rempel.
That's a huge, very, very, very positive sight for the Cardinals here, that's for sure.
And with a 1-2 count, the importance of Tanner Rempel, Neil, can't be understated because he can play catcher, he can play first, or he can DH, and he also allows you to move Luis Bernardo around a little bit.
Give Bernardo a break once in a while as well.
Outside corner not there.
Here, hot dog for lunch. So-
Yeah, and suddenly, again, another piece into this Cardinals lineup that adds power, that adds a whole lot of potential, and some real speed on the base pass, too, for Rempel.
Indeed.
Delivery from Walters, and that one is a strikeout as McGee went round.
First base occupied, so McGee couldn't take anywhere down there. Now there's one away with one on here
Baseman, number 13,
for Dan Battelle.
Dan Battelle. As we talked about earlier, had the odd 1-5 fielder's choice earlier on.
Yes, he did. He struck out his second time up.
And hammered that one back to the mound. Walters for one to Towers. On to Niles. Double play. Logan Walters gets out of the inning, twisting it back to short, over to first, and the Cardinals continue on with the 3-2 lead as they head to the bottom of the 6th. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
On the 905 Club out-of-town scoreboard. Currently in the CFL, Montreal Alouettes lead the Hamilton Tiger Cats 21-12 in the middle of the 3rd quarter.
Ball's at 5-3 on.
In the Intercounty Baseball League, in the bottom of the 4th inning, the Welland Jackfish lead the Brantford Red Sox 4-3.
Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. The Cards in a tight one with the London Majors holding a 3-2 lead. Neil, the defense did the trick. Logan Walters induces the ground ball. 1-6-3, double play gets them out. Now can the Cardinals reward their pitcher?
Definitely got to get a couple of insurance runs across here just to take the pressure off the pitching staff and maybe chase Owen Boone from the ball game.
And maybe in a stroke of luck, my lovely wife Selena's watching on at home and has informed me that it is pouring just east of here, and yet we sit with nothing.
Well, thanks to the baseball gods yet again. We're going to got an official ball game in the books now anyways, but never hurts to get some insurance runs across here.
As Josh Niles, it's as if someone somewhere knew we were playing baseball tonight.
Yep.
Niles steps in to face Boone.
Of course, the Majors on a weird 3-game road trip on this weekend. They played last night in Kitchener, tonight in Hamilton, and then tomorrow night in the city of Guelph to take on the Royals in another night game. Yeah,
Try that one again.
yeah, it's not exactly the most geographically friendly one either. It's definitely a weird one.
Yeah, not quite sure how that works, but
yeah, it's like, okay, well, you go here, and then you go back here, and then you go there. So,
I mean, at least none of it's too far. Hamilton, the furthest of the three.
yep.
And what should only be an hour and a half as the ball chopped back to Boone off his glove, but recovered by the second baseman, Reyes Cruz, over to McGee, one away as Niles is out.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird road trip, and of course, Friday night traffic coming up the 401 is never easier. The 403, I guess, in that case as well. So it's just like, yeah, good luck. Leave early and hope you get there before, dinner time. And unfortunately, in London's case, it was 7:05 when the bus rolled in.
Yeah, it's one of those cases where you look at that road trip, and although the geography of it doesn't quite match, it should be about 40 minutes, an hour and a half, and 40 minutes, and instead tonight they got stuck with the 3-hour drive.
Yep. The scoring change for the last play. The putout goes 1-4-3 as Boone did deflect that ball into the second baseman's glove. And Dennis Day Banning takes ball number 1 here. Banning 0 for 2 on the contest. Reached on a fielder's choice his last time up.
And DeBanning tried to whistle that and just couldn't get onto the ball. DeBanning, who came in riding a real hot run, Neil, has been cooled a bit by Owen Boone.
Well, Boone will do that to a lot of the best hitters in this league. There's no question about that.
Yeah, big-time talent, and that one painting the inside corner. That's 1-2.
Boone reminds me a lot of Greg Maddox just as far as how he goes to work against a lot of these hitters. I swear he's got a notebook somewhere out there. And definitely consults it often. Maybe it's hiding in that glove.
Yeah, maybe that's what he's staring so intently at as he gets DeBanning down on strikes. Boy, what a duel we've had tonight as Danny Berg will make his way in.
Danny Berg.
Berg 0 for 2. He's flown up to center field and struck out his last time out.
Boy, those were the days, Neil, when you had Greg Maddox and Tom Glavine pitching in back-to-back days, throwing to Javi Cruz.
Jeez.
Pardon me, Javier Lopez.
Javier Lopez, yeah. Those guys were such competitors. You could go out there and just, try to one-up each other every time they went out there.
You look back at those Atlanta teams that it feels like they didn't get enough World Series out of
No,
it.
it's just, again, but then you look at the teams they had to play in the World Series too, and it's just like, well, you can see why it didn't happen that way.
When you look at that starting roster in that era at any one time, how many on that roster were Hall of Fame worthy?
Oh, exactly.
As they appeal down to third, will go for naught. Berg didn't swing, and it's going to even the count up.
Well, let's go around the diamond. David Justice not in the Hall of Fame. Chipper Jones is. Who was their shortstop all the time up there?
Oh, in that era, trying to think back to being a little kid and watching Braves baseball go into WCW Saturday night.
TBS Superstation.
You got it. As Andrew Jones for a good run.
Yep. I see you cheating over there.
I'm looking it up for us.
Yep.
Otherwise, we're going to be stuck here all night.
Well, we'll be consulting this back next Friday. Well, actually, we won't be next Friday because we're off. We're off next Friday.
Yeah, you could have your pick in that lineup of Fred McGriff at first.
Prime Dog, who's going in this year. Well deserved.
Jeff Blauser at short.
There we go.
Ryan Klesko, Marquise Grissom at one time.
Yep. After the Expos let him go.
As Danny Berg swings to put that at 3-2. How about that top three? Greg Maddox, Tom Glavine, John Smoltz. You want to face that?
No thanks. That's a 3-game losing streak for sure.
You and I could have been 4 and 5.
Yep.
Full count pitch coming from Boone. His delivery. Berg swings. It's on the ground. He'll try to race over to first, and he'll be out as Boone gets out. Yet again, the pitcher's duel continues on. The Cards hold a 3-2 lead over the Majors. You're watching a beauty on Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
We're Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Fans, this is your last call to pick up 50/50 tickets. The 50/50 draw today is in support of the Cancer Assistance Program and closes at the end of this inning. Hurry and get your tickets before it's too late.
Baseball fans, once again, around the back, working so hard, top the back. Aaron Uno, who played those kids cheat in the tire race. Does he don't have to shake it? No, super kick. Oh, no, in the cage again. Oh, come on. Now Marcus only one man standing right now. What is going to happen here? Mike Gordon is going to fight off. Both of the opponents with a excessive cross. Back and forth. Oh, Morgan's going to knee, cuts him off. Wait a minute, what is Ashton Shane doing? This. Look at this! Look at it! He's on top of the dugout! Ashton Shane is on top of the dugout! I don't know if his opponents have noticed yet. Suplex! Oh no! On the knee! Oh, his safety partner sees him. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the shit on top of the dugout. What is he gonna do? I showed his face. Oh no. Oh, this is dangerous. Oh, Mamma Mia! 1, 2, 3! And your winners, Mike Forte and Ashton Shane!
That's a first. That's for sure.
Back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Neil.
I don't know what I just saw, but I think I just saw someone leap off a dugout for a flying suplex press or whatever that was called out there.
A flying body press from the dugout all the way down to field level. Those guys put on a show tonight.
They definitely did. It's been very entertaining. Of course, we have a very entertaining ball game. As your friend and mine, the Dartmouth Dart, into pitch now.
I got approval from him on that as well. Duncan McLaughlin got a hold of me. He loves the nickname.
All right, we're getting T-shirts done up next week.
That's it. That's what I'm working on that. I have to talk to Eric and see if he knows the T-shirt guy.
Yeah.
The Dartmouth Dart is in. And we have seen him do nothing, Neil, other than deliver for this Cardinals team as Verhoeven pops this one up. Charlie Towers backs up. On comes Danny Berg. And it's one away on the first pitch.
Great job by Towers to concede there as Berg had the better route. Looks like Towers would have missed that one for sure. McLaughlin gets out number one here. Of course, McLaughlin's got 4 appearances so far this season. The ERA of 1.12. 1 save, 8 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts, just 1 walk, just 3 hits allowed.
From Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, and what a find he has been for this Cardinals team. And hello to our fans out in the Maritimes.
Indeed. A little late for you guys and gals, but thank you so much for tuning in on Cable 14.
You know, we've been talking about rain all night, and they're out there saying, oh, we weep for you.
Yeah.
Come on now.
As now the rain's starting to come down a little bit heavier.
It is, yes, now it is. You can see the microphones and everything else getting a little condensation on it.
My car needed a wash anyway.
I was about to take the kids to the car wash tomorrow. I guess we're not doing that now. Don't need to.
No longer necessary. 2-1 the count. McLaughlin delivers, and that one low to run it to 3-1.
Candell been struggling at the plate to start the season here. Of course, he was a second-team All-Star last year for the London Majors. Of course, it's a matter of time. He'll get things going again.
And he'll earn a walk there as McLaughlin misses just outside.
McLaughlin's second walk of the season. And Candell's aboard with one away.
As Miles Miller will step in.
Miller's single last time up, but got retired on that 7-4 putout in the 5th inning.
And now this is where that 3-run first inning really comes into play for the Cardinals, with the rain really starting to fall. As that ball tattooed into right field, Duncan able to cut it down, had to get his footing. He'll turn it back to second where Towers is holed up, and over to third will go Candell. The single for Miller puts a runner on third base.
Keith Candell did a great job of reading that ball, seeing and knowing where Tyler Duncan was in the route he had to take to get the ball. He was going to have his back turned to him, so he took that extra 90 feet.
Number 21, Tommy Reyes Cruz.
And now standing at third with the tying run, and the go-ahead run out first with one away here.
And if you're Duncan McLaughlin, you would love a strikeout here or a ground ball that they could use to turn two. And McLaughlin opens the at-bat with a strike. This is where it really becomes tricky in a one-run game, Neil, with rain in. You really do not want to cut this game off. This is...
No, really, pretty much... They were to cut this one off because the inning is not complete. Most likely would have to go down in the books as suspended. They'll have to resume this off at the point of the last pitch thrown here.
McLaughlin delivers. That's 1-2. Yeah, very quickly, Neil, for the folks watching, can you give a bit of a difference in the decision-making when they end the game due to weather versus suspend the game due to weather?
Well, if it's suspended, what happens is the game will continue. So, for instance, when we're in this situation, they would start with the runners at first and third, but now first and second second and third now. And we resume from where the pitch count was, the same players in the lineup, everything else. So sometimes you have substitutions because of, injuries or guys not being available that night too. But yeah, but if the game is actually called, you have the rain and everything else because the home team is leading and they have the visiting team have got the extra at bat here.
High fly ball, it's into center field. Underneath it is Berg. He'll fire home. It's not on target, it'll skip to the backstop. So it's 2 away, but the game now tied as the sac fly from Reyes Cruz knots this game at 3.
And Miles Miller with that stolen base and now tagging up on the throw home here. And the Majors got the go-ahead run now, standing at 90 feet away, and a 3-3 ball game.
Number 7, Starling Joseph.
So they make that walk to Candell count. And let's see if Starling Joseph has a little bit of magic in him. 2 away in the inning, and McLaughlin starts up 0-1. Still lots of action going on down in the Cardinals bullpen. That's Stefan Strecker who's up. As McLaughlin delivers that on the just off the outside corner.
Just missed. Joseph looked like he was trying to negotiate for that one not to be called a strike.
We saw Joseph have a bit of a discussion earlier on as McLaughlin delivers, and that one back into the mesh, and I was almost under the table.
Yep. Well, it looked like I had a chance to come up here, and it was just like put my hand up just out of I don't know, instinct, I guess. Not sure what I was going to do with it, but.
Yeah, that would be a heck of a story, though.
Yeah.
Tell the kids tomorrow morning. You'll never believe.
Dad, why's your hand in bandages? Huh?
As that one fouled back again by Joseph.
Isn't your thumb supposed to be the other way around? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
About that. Funny thing happened at the ball game. We're not talking about the wrestling. We're talking about the baseball part.
That certainly is a funny thing that happened at the ball game, though.
Yeah.
That was the guys from HPW tonight putting that on for the fans that have braved the rain. Fans still braving the rain with the umbrellas out.
They are. The diehards are definitely in effect here.
2-2 the count.
Well, I guess we're not going berry picking either tomorrow, so.
Ooh. Might be a little soupy.
Yeah.
McLaughlin delivers, and that's ball 3.
That was a tough one to take, but Joseph had enough patience and clairvoyance not to swing at that one.
I think everybody in the ballpark kind of leaned in there. Joseph crouched right down over top of it, ump right on top. Full count delivery, and that one foul. It'll continue on. Joseph having a great battle here with McLaughlin. Top of the 7th inning. 3-3 between the Cardinals and the Majors. As McLaughlin winds and delivers, and he got Joseph.
And Starling Joseph just got shown the door here.
Yep, Starling Joseph is out of this ball game as he and the home plate umpire are going off. Whoa, what a confrontation that was as the Dartmouth Dart with the strikeout to get out of it. The Cardinals, the Majors, are tied up at 3 as we head to the bottom of 7. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
Tie game. We can do this. Come on, Cardinals fans. What do you think? Can we pull this off or what? Yeah, you all faith in your team. I know you do. It is now time for the 7th inning stretch where we sing Take Me Out to the Ball Games. Feel free to sing along. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back home. Looking for a home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. Oh, it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Oh yeah, let's keep the fun going. YMCA. I love to see you enthusiastic diehards out here braving the elements.
Number 14 going to left. Yep.
Oh, I love to see the enthusiasm in all yet.
Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. It's 3-3 in the bottom of 7, and yeah, that's rain pounding down around the scoreboard. We're going to continue on as long as we can to try to get as much of this game in as possible, Neil, although the conditions are starting to become a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, they definitely are. Of course, with the clay infield and the grass, as you can see, there's puddles starting to form out in the grass a little bit as well. Will Pollard takes over in left field for the now departed Starling Joseph. As you saw the conversation with the plate umpire and Roop Chanderdat between innings as well. Chanderdat probably having to go defend his player, and I think the plate umpire probably said the message, you can't argue balls and strikes. I had to toss him after he threw the helmet down. That's probably most likely what the conversation was.
Yeah, I think it was expected when that helmet went flying that there was going to be an ejection.
Number 6, Lane Renault.
Lane Renault will step in to open up the bottom of 7 for the Cardinals.
His own Boone's still out there.
As Boone continuing on.
Boone, one of those guys that I don't think a lot of people outside of the IBL give enough respect to. Of course, when he was with the Western Mustangs, he was definitely equally as effective as he is with the London Majors.
And that one on the ground will run all the way to the backstop.
Number 14, Will Pollard.
As you mentioned, with no more Starling Joseph in the game, Will Pollard is taken over in left field. As Boone delivers, and Renault lays off of it. 2-1 count.
You definitely smell the rain, too.
Yep. And that's not a great sign when you're trying to play baseball.
No, it's not. Just got to be careful nobody gets injured on this now slick infield.
As Renault swings away, and that'll even the count at 2-2. Well, if you're the Cardinals, you might be a run away from securing a win. As Boone has the look in. He'll deliver, and Renault's going to go down swinging.
Boone punches out Renault for the second time in the evening. And Charlie Towers will be the batter now.
Number 2, Charlie Towers.
And Charlie Towers will look to get something going here. He does have a single in the ball game. One of those players, we've talked about adjustments to the IBL, and certainly Towers still in the process of making that adjustment.
Yeah, he is.
See, flares one in the infield. On the ground, Towers trying to beat it out. He will.
That'll be an infield single for Towers, and that will definitely be just what the doctor ordered for Charlie Towers, a pair of hits, and the contest.
And that turns the lineup over to Tristan Osika.
The top of the order, number 20, Tristan Osika.
So one away, and it's Osika and Keys on deck.
Both teams down with 5 hits in the contest. The Majors now have... the Cardinals now have 6. But it's been a well-pitched ball game on both sides.
And this is going to be pitch number 100. Or, pardon me, we've passed. It'll be 101 for Boone. And that one in high. And I still don't see a whole ton of real serious action in the Majors bullpen.
Yeah, it looks like guys are just kind of taking long toss or just trying to stay loose or get loose, or just getting the process of getting loose here. But, yeah, there's no activity really. Of course, the Majors having to use 5 pitchers last night, and that loss to the Panthers.
So they're going to run Boone as long as they can in this one. As Osika puts it on the ground, that'll skip off the second baseman. Towers over to second. And it's runners on first and second with one away.
That ball took a weird hop and then hit the lip of the grass here, and that will be going into the scorebook as a base hit for Tristan Osika.
Well, how about this for opportunity for Clayton Keys?
If you're Clayton Keys here, you either want to put one through the hole here, or you want to give yourself up here and move these runners in scoring position for Tyler Duncan and Luis Bernardo.
And this has to be a productive at bat if you're Clayton Keys, because you've got an opportunity to really turn this game on its head. Towers dancing up at second. Boone delivers. Keys flares it. It's going to get down just into shallow right. Towers charging hard. He's going to get home. Cardinals have the lead.
Clayton Keys again with the clutch hit against the London Majors. Where did we see that before?
Sounds familiar.
All we're missing is the bubblegum toss. 5-second rule was definitely in effect after that one.
The right fielder, number 5, Tyler Duncan.
As Tyler Duncan will bat now, he's had Boone's number tonight, 2 for 3. A 3-run blast in the first inning and a single in the third. Flew up to center field his last time up.
And Duncan has an opportunity here to stake the Cardinals out to a big lead with just one away in the inning.
You seen the movie 61?
Yes.
This inning reminds me so much of that scene where Roger Maris is in Baltimore trying to break the record with the rain coming down and the knuckleballer coming in.
Yeah, it is certainly a bit of a callback as it is coming down pretty good in this ballpark tonight.
Of course, former Major Leaguer Tom Cadiotti playing that knuckleballer in that situation.
Yeah, how cool is that for casting?
Yeah, that was a great call. Billy Crystal and the whole crew did a great job with that movie.
One of my favorite sports movies. As that one on the ground, and count 1-1. Cardinals, who led this game 3-0 in the bottom of the first inning. The London Majors came roaring back to tie this at 3 on the back of a brilliant performance by Owen Boone. Logan Walters equally as great on the other side for the Cardinals. We've had a little bit of everything in the ball game. As that low will be 2-1, and now with the elements turning a little bit against us, the Cardinals trying to put themselves into position for a rain-shortened victory.
We definitely will have the conversation between innings if we get that far with the plate umpires and probably both teams. On just on whether or not it's safe enough to continue this ball game with all the rain coming down.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a quick end in sight. We're already passing 10 o'clock. As Boone delivers and Duncan flares that into shallow left field. He has, as Neil said, had the number tonight of Owen Boone, and across the plate comes Tristan Osika. It's the 4th RBI of the game for Tyler Duncan.
Duncan once again delivers. Another RBI here, and now the Cardinals leading this one 5-3.
And Luis Bernardo with 1 out, and runners on first and second will make his way up.
The pitching coach coming out to have a conversation as somebody is actually taking the jacket off now, and the catcher's now in the catching position down the right field line for the Majors bullpen. Can't see who it is because their back is turned to us here, but yeah, somebody's getting loose in a hurry.
Boone now up to 106 pitches in the outing.
Owen Boone's gone out here and done exactly what the London Majors needed him to do tonight, and unfortunately their offense has just let them down. And that's not a slight against anybody that's pitched for the Cardinals. Just the Majors, you got a pitcher out there doing the job like he has been doing so all season long, and unfortunately just not getting many runs.
Now we talked about that earlier tonight, Neil. Their team ERA has been amongst the best, but the wins are not following, and that points to a bit of a power outage.
Well, 272 at batting average coming to tonight's contest doesn't help things.
As Boone delivers, Bernardo slaps that back up the middle. And rounding third, the brakes are going to be put on. As Clayton Keys thought about it briefly, but instead it'll be bases loaded for Josh Niles as the 5th straight single in the inning.
Miles Miller came through, tracked that ball down in a hurry and threw a dart home to the catcher. Manager Dean DeCenzo putting on brakes on at third base, and very wisely so. The runner would have been out by a mile. Bernardo was his first single of the night.
And with 1 away and the bases loaded, Josh Niles, who is a heavy hitter, steps his way in. Boone delivers, and that one inside and low for ball 1. I mean, if you're the Cardinals, anything here pays off.
Exactly. A ground ball will probably get you another run across here.
Oh, and another warning over to the London dugout, and somebody's been tossed down there.
Not sure who got it. I'm not sure if it's Ruper or the pitching coach, but somebody got. Maybe they both went.
Yeah, there's a lot of wandering over there, and it appears it's the third base coach for the London Majors who has been tossed.
Hits the showers earlier, probably just a hot shower to go warm up after this mess.
Yeah, it's gotten a little soupy out there. And I'm not referring to my good friend and Hamilton Bulldogs assistant coach Andrew Campbell.
Yeah, I guess you got the last name Campbell. You kind of get soupy all there. It doesn't matter where you're playing, whatever sport you're in.
Although after you meet our soupy, there really is only one.
Oh, okay.
as he's one of those guys that broke the mold. One of the best people
Nice.
you could possibly meet as the 1-1 on the swing from Niles.
As the rain is coming down, even I would say even a little heavier than it was a few minutes ago here.
It's just consistent at this point. As that one's delivered low, and it's 3-1.
I think Owen Boone is definitely on fumes here and just looking for a ground ball to get out of this one.
Sorry, 2-1. I got out ahead of myself there.
Home run.
As Niles with the bases loaded. The delivery, and Niles slow. Whoa! Slapped that foul, and Clayton Keys had to do the twist to get out of the way, and he's having a look.
He's having quite the evil eye down there at Josh Niles.
Niles is not looking in his direction.
Don't just look away. Don't make eye contact. It'll go away.
Wow! Josh Niles get a hold of that.
He did.
Clayton Keys had to feel like a bullfighter down there.
Keys gets hit enough as it is in a ball game. Never mind any times else.
As Boone delivers, and that one skips its way, and that'll run the count to full.
So that ball is going to go somewhere else, be dried off, and likely thrown in the bucket for batting practice.
This is a big pitch in this ball game. Boone in desperate need of an out here. Bases loaded with one away. And Josh Niles, who does have a walk in this ball game, off of Boone. As he takes a look in, Boone delivers, and Niles slaps that foul, and Clayton Keys is, now he's just instinctively leaping out of the way.
He's all he's missing is a red cape, and he's a bullfighter down there.
Toto, whoa.
Yes. But you look down at first base where once the runner comes off the base, you can just see the water is definitely making these bases even slick.
Yeah.
3-0, send the people home now.
I got to believe that following the game tonight, when they're in the locker room, that Clayton Keys may look over and say, hey, Josh, come here a sec.
Yeah, can you hit it like 5 feet the other way, please? Away from my safety zone.
Oh, come on.
As time called, Josh Niles looking to get his footing set, and that cannot be easy right now.
I think he's also just trying to wipe the rainwater away from his face.
Come on, 3-0, send them home now.
As Boone will look in and deliver, and Niles slaps that back up the middle onto short for one. Niles trying to beat it out at first, and it's the double play. That was thin over at first base, but Niles just barely out. Boone able to get out of the inning and out of the jam, but the Cardinals get the damage done. They hold a 5-3 lead through 7 innings of play. We'll be back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14 after this.
For the Cardinals, 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base.
Hey fans, I want you to our Instagram story, Hamilton Cardinals Instagram story to see our winner for tonight. Check in to win. Make sure you keep tagging us in those new screensavers from tonight's game. Again, the winner of Check in to win gets 2 tickets to a home game of their choosing.
I'm surprised we're still going here. Must not be heavy enough to go.
Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Reed, Neil back with you up top. And Neil, there have been at least a discussion over with the Cardinals bullpen, or dugout, pardon me, I believe with the rain coming down to see if they're going to continue this ball game. The Cardinals are in the field, and it looks as if we're going to at least get the top of 8 in here.
Yeah.
The rain is still falling around the ballpark. And
I guess the pitcher went to the bullpen or something, or went to the washroom or something. Or it's Stefan Strecker. Maybe he just had to go change his shirt or something. Who knows?
well, here comes the legend. Stefan Strecker is going to make his way out onto the hill with a 2-run lead for the 8th.
Cardinals, number 31, Stefan Strecker.
Of course, we had Stefan Strecker on the broadcast last Friday night, and that was just a great interview.
What a guy. And Stefan, who made it known to us, Neil, that he is in his retirement tour here from the IBL.
Yep.
This is it for him. The 2023 season will be his last. It has been an honor to be able to voice a few of his appearances. And there have been very few in the IBL in the long history of the league that have had as big of an impact as he has.
Oh, no question about it. Like you can think of that on probably one hand. As far as you've definitely put him in the same category as you put a Ron Stead, who's in the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame. As far as just the longevity, his career and everything else, and just how many big games he won with the Brantford Red Sox and now with the Hamilton Cardinals.
When you think of the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame, representation from the IBL, I think, needs to be more at the forefront.
No question it does.
Is that a gentleman who has a case?
I would think you pretty much have to. I think as a league, we need to rally behind this one and definitely get him in.
Yeah.
And I think Sean Riley, and you got to look at an Arnie probably as well. There's probably those guys, there's a handful of guys that definitely have legendary careers in this league that just don't have the recognition at the Canadian level yet as far as St. Mary's. And, of course, it's in our own backyard, so it just kind of makes sense.
If it is based on elite performance in a high-end league,
Yep.
I mean, to me, it's a shoo-in.
Yep.
Stefan Strecker, of course, not the only one.
No.
But he certainly would be a headliner for an induction class of IBL players.
Oh, no question he would be.
As Strecker will come in,
To Byron Reichstein.
as Reichstein will step in for the first time against Strecker tonight.
He will. Reached base on a hit by pitch, a walk, and a run scored, and he grounded out to the first baseman his last time up in the 5th inning.
There's just something so intimidating about seeing that presence on the hill. There's the size, the throwing motion, the fact he kind of looks like Thor out there.
Yep, doesn't hurt with the big long flowing locks.
Starts out with a strike on the outside corner.
Every home game live.
And Reichstein's another one of those guys that's faced Strecker many, many times over his career.
And that one a ball. A little bit of a conversation there between the three at the plate about where that pitch was. And I think Strecker wanted that one and judged a little bit low.
Just a little bit low, and I think that one's just slightly outside. Bernardo unable to bring that one back in to get the call.
And the rain has lightened up here as Strecker enters the ball game. This one on the ground to Renault at third. He'll collect, toss to Niles, and that's going to skip out and to the foul ground. And off of that, what looked like it was going to be a quick turn to first, Brian Reichstein is over to second base.
Looks like it's going to be a single officially with an E on the throw that advances Reichstein to second base.
The designated hitter, number 8, Josh Williams.
Of course, that infield is taking lots of water here, so balls are bouncing off the clay and the dirt surface here a lot more slickly. Is that even a word, slickly?
We'll go with it. I like it. As you see, Strecker, they're having some trouble with the cleats as well. He is really hammering those away into both the grass and the mound, trying to get the footing.
I think he's just trying to find a dry patch out there.
As Josh Williams, the designated hitter, steps in. And Strecker sends that one off the outside corner. The long look in. Strecker delivers. And that one airs to the outside as well. As Williams up 2-0 in the count. Strecker gets him swinging away for strike one.
I think where Strecker's landing is really soft mud because you see him kick it back off his cleats when he goes against the rubber here, just trying to not slip out there.
And I think they're bringing Strecker something for his cleats.
Yeah. Likely a spike or something just so he can clear the cleats out.
And there was the problem. We continued on through that rain shower. It still falling as a bit of mist. But it's not so much what it's doing in the immediate, it's the aftermath.
Yep. As it, pretty much the whole infield came in there to use the same spike here to clear their cleats.
Strecker trying to get himself reset. You could see it almost immediately from when he came in. Each pitch, he was trying to get whatever was stuck out of those cleats.
I don't know if he's got a pitcher's toe on that or something, but he's got something on there, that's for sure. So he cleared up the front of the end of the cleat as well. Fireworks, really, tonight?
Yeah, there's some fireworks going on out the... They're either too late for one or too early for the other one. As Williams, fly ball, Berg charging hard. Foul territory in left field. Berg's got it, one away.
It's not the Ticats game, potentially, is it?
No, it's coming from the wrong direction.
All right. Then I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that looks like it's coming from back out this way. If it was the Ticats game, as I orient myself, I believe it would be coming from that direction.
Okay. I don't know Hamilton that well. I just know how to get to this ballpark. Despite what the GPS says it's always closed, it's not.
That's a fair point. As Kane McGee makes his way in.
I've been razzing Eric about that pretty much every time I see him. Say, has that been fixed yet? He's like, no, I tried. Apple doesn't believe me this ballpark. It's like, well, invite the guys from Apple down here to
come out here and see it. Yeah.
It's not closed. We can assure you it's not permanently closed.
Clearly not. Yeah, so as a lifelong Hamiltonian, where we are, and they always talk about the stadium being in the east of the city, it is technically in the northeast, so you got to go that way down the hill to get to Tim Hortons Field from where we're sitting. A stadium that I grew up about 15-minute walk if it's nice out.
Nice.
As Tristan Osika coming across the diamond.
Not sure what he needs now.
My parents will correct my math. I know they're watching along, and if I have the timing on that wrong, they'll let me know.
All right.
They're not shy to correct me. As Osika just ran over to the dugout, and
I don't know if his contact lenses or something maybe came out or something.
Yeah, it could be. It looks like he
put some glasses on, so might be the contacts.
Could be the contacts, or maybe could it be the glare that's coming off the mist and the lights?
Could be too.
They're playing games with them. So this top of 8 has been a bit of a fun one so far. Strecker delivers. And that one just off that outside corner.
It looks like the rain has stopped again, so I could be wrong, though. I can't tell if this is haze.
What a weird evening this has been. And while we have a whale of a baseball game going on, that one on the ground, and that's going to run foul. And that'll even the count 2-2. As Kane McGee, who has an RBI single with a run scored, another single, and a strikeout in the ballgame. And he's got Brian Reichstein, who's been over at second base for what's got to feel like an eternity. And that one in tight, full count. Important pitch here for Stefan Strecker. If he can get this to 2 outs without moving the runner any further over, That would be big for the Cards.
Indeed it would be.
Now, should Strecker get out of this inning with the lead still intact, Neil, there's nobody warming up right now in the Cardinals bullpen. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, but are we looking at potentially a 6-out save?
That could be the potential thought here anyways.
As the ball hit deep into center field, it's going to bring one around. It's going to be a 5-4 game with Kane McGee picking up the RBI double. So hold the phone.
Kane McGee with his third hit of the golf game, a pair of singles to go with that double, and now 2 RBIs.
And now McGee's going to come out of the game for a pinch runner.
Judd Walker, according to the roster sheet, will be the pinch runner.
Pinch runner number 34, Jed Walker, replaces number 37, Kane McGee.
And Dan Battelle will step in as the batter. So the tying run at second.
Dan Battelle.
And now Battelle becomes a real big at bat here.
Pair of strikeouts and grounded into a double play.
So Strecker, who looked like he was in pretty good position, and it's that throwing error on the hit by Reichstein that comes back to haunt him. Or I should say comes back to haunt the Cardinals defense. As Strecker delivers, and that one off the outside of the plate, 2-0. And just like that, the Majors dugout is right into this. Strecker delivers off the outside, 3-0.
Of course, they've been close in breaking this losing streak a few times over the span of it, but last night was just one of those unfortunate ones. They struggled right off the gate, giving up 4 runs in the first inning.
They've shown a ton of battle in the ball game tonight, and Battelle is going to walk his way down to first. And it'll be the catcher, Brad Verhoeven, who comes in.
Verhoeven 0 for 3 in the contest, reached on an error in the first inning, struck out looking in the fourth, and flew it to left field in the 7th inning here as they're going to have a little bit of a conversation on the mound here.
And I think some of the stops and starts here in the top of 8 might have been a little bit of a problem for Stefan Strecker trying to get a rhythm.
Announcing them at the top of the next inning. Get those 50-50 tickets ready.
Bit of a tough spot to try and do it in with 2 on and 1 out, but has to hit a little bit of a reset button here.
He definitely has. The only other game in the other county is in the bottom of the 7th inning. Welland Jackfish clinging to a 5-4 lead over the Brantford Red Sox in Brantford.
Boy, wouldn't that be a big one if the Red Sox could pull it off.
Red Sox have upset both the Kitchener Panthers and Guelph Royals so far this year for their 2 victories. They want to play giant killers by all means. I'm pretty sure the rest of the league will applaud that one tonight.
That would just make that traffic jam near the top of the standings in the league even more intriguing. Verhoeven steps in. Strecker delivers. And that's low for ball 1. Verhoeven, who reached on an error in the 2nd inning, was part of that 2-run response from the Majors that has kept this game tight all the way through. Strecker evens up the count at 1-1.
That ground ball double play would do wonders in this situation.
The delivery, and that one chopped. Foul for strike 2. And very quickly, Strecker works himself ahead. The ground ball double plays wonders, and a strikeout for Strecker here might be just as good.
Yes.
Trying to put the Majors into a bit of a desperate situation. As Strecker delivers. And he'll get the swinging strikeout. No.
So they foul tipped it into the glove, or off the glove.
Whoa. I'm not sure about that one. Count remains 1-2. And time called at the plate. I thought that one was clean on through. And Luis Bernardo had a bit of a look back to the umpire. As Strecker delivers, and Verhoeven battles that off foul.
I got to take a picture of this weird sky tonight because it's just...
I was just thinking the same thing, actually.
I'm like, I don't know how to describe it anymore. It's kind of like a fog rolling in here, but it's not a fog. You can't see it too well on the television cameras, unfortunately, but...
As that ball just off the outside corner, even at a 2-2. Yeah, you see it, the television cameras, Neil's right, it doesn't quite do it justice when you're sitting in this ballpark. It's almost eerie as Verhoeven puts that on the ground. Osika to second for one, and not going to have the chance to turn the double, but Osika erases Patel, and Strecker's up to 2 down.
It's a big out there regardless. Now runners at the corners with 2 away.
Believe that would be a fielder's choice going 4-6.
Yep.
I'm learning from you guys. Getting quicker at this.
There we go.
Has that one on the ground. Renault has it. Over to first for Niles. Got it. Huge jump from Stefan Strecker. And you can see him give the props to Lane Renault, who secured the ball, fired it across. Just one crosses the plate in the top of 8. The Cards keep the 5-4 lead. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
Runners left on base.
Yeah, that run's running.
All right, fans, it's your last chance to get your grub on. Our concession stands will be closing at the conclusion of the 8th inning. This is the last call, folks. Get your food while you can.
Because regardless, he would have came across with a double or the fielder's choice.
Yeah, he was.
34 stays at first base.
It's almost like we're playing a dome with a weird roof. No worries.
Now pitching for the majors, number 63, Braden Barrington. Now at first base for the majors, number 34, Jed Walker.
It's Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. The Cardinals with a 5-4 lead as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Will be the last time the Cards have the bats in their hands tonight. Time will tell. And Neil, we've got for the first time tonight a new man on the hill for the London Majors.
Braden Farrington, the reliever of choice tonight for manager Roop Chanderdat. As he takes over for Owen Boone, who's done a great job once again for these majors. Kept them in the ball game. Of course, Boone would stand to take the loss if the score holds up, but he pitches through 7 complete innings once again. Another 7 strikeouts for Boone in the contest.
Number 16, Dennis DeBanning.
Dennis DeBanning will stride his way in. He'll be the first man that Farrington will face.
Bottom of the seventh inning, the Red Sox have rallied to tie that ball game at 5 apiece. They must have heard us talking about them.
Oh, boy. We got some happenings around the IBL tonight.
Red Sox out hitting the Welland Jackfish 12-5 in the contest.
Who'd have saw that coming in? As Farrington delivers, and DeBanning. If he hit that, it might not come down until midnight.
You can see DeBanning's definitely got the swagger back in his stroke here. Seems a lot more confident at the plate right now.
Farrington puts that on the outside corner for strike 2. So DeBanning in a hole. As Farrington leans in. He'll deliver. And he gets DeBanning swinging. It's one away. And Danny Berg will follow up.
Berg 0 for 3 in the contest, floated to center field and struck out twice.
Bit of a tough one tonight for Dennis DeBanning. He's been really hot so far, but 3 strikeouts in the ball game. Berg on a pair of them. As you just look to see this Cardinals lineup consistently, Neil, when they have that 2 through 6, 7 holes just locked in, that is going to be a dangerous lineup to face the rest of the way this season, as Berg sends this one way up into the night, and that'll be down for Battelle, and it's 2 away.
Battelle threw the hat away like he was a catcher there and made that grab. Of course, the sky is very difficult to track a baseball here.
Lane Renault.
Third baseman, number 6, Lane Renault.
Renault 1 for 3. He's got a single and a pair of strikeouts. Of course, I think the difference with the younger guys on the Cardinals tonight, just not getting another lesson from the veteran Boone. Boone likes to change eye levels and change locations.
Yeah, these are the kind of games that'll be better for in the long run, Neil.
Oh, yeah. When they see guys with that much experience on the mound again, they'll be, okay, a little bit wiser next time. Okay, he likes to do this to me, he likes to do that to me. Just got to sit back and hit my pitch, maybe foul off a couple of those ones and just find something. Hope he throws me a mistake.
Renault slaps that one out into left field. He'll be on with a single. He looks to turn, and ball didn't get far enough away. He'll take the single, and it's 1 on with 2 away.
Charlie Towers now the batter. Pair of singles for Towers and a run scored. And he's also flown out to the left field.
And Charlie Towers is really just about stringing a couple of really nice games together.
Yep.
Looks like he's getting more comfortable at the IBL level.
Sometimes you just got to watch the pitch all the way into the catcher's glove a few times in a bat just to get back in the rhythm of things.
And that ball delivered high. 1-0. Farrington keeping his eye over on Lane Renault at first. The delivery, and Towers slaps that into right field. Renault at second, had a look over towards third, and what a toss from right field.
I was like, go ahead and try to run on me. Go ahead. Try.
That was Byron Reichstein out there who would have had that on a gun.
Or Byron does have a gun, so yes. And he's also got a bat. So you got to be respected on both sides of the field.
So Tristan Osika will step in after a pair of singles. Osika singled and scored his last time up. Strike 1, delivered by Braden Farrington. Again, one of those big at-bats with 2 outs, Neil. If Osika was able to drive home at least Lane Renault and give them back the 2-run lead going into the top of the 9th, it would be a big boost for the Cards.
Any insurance in this situation is good insurance. We have activity in the bullpen for the Cards.
So was it a 1-inning appearance for Stefan Strucker? Delivery from Farrington, that one outside, 1-1. Be interesting to see what the Cards decide to do here for the top of 9, and I'm sure situationally it could change as well, depending on if it's a 1-run lead or possibly more, as Braden Farrington running into the same issue that Stefan Strecker did.
The mound.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully there's a spike out there. They don't have one of those rubberized things like they do underneath the dugout here, or underneath the stadium here, where you can clear off your cleats behind the mound. You see that in a lot of Major League ballparks now for just such occasions.
Yeah, it might be something that over time will become standardized. As Farrington delivers, that one bounces it. Nice job done there by the catcher, Brad Verhoeven, to keep that in front of him. He's done that well tonight.
He definitely has, like you mentioned earlier in the broadcast. He doesn't look like the biggest guy out there, but he's definitely doing a great job back there.
Looks like the kind of guy would be playing goaltender.
Yep.
You look at him and you think, really, you look huge in net, but
not much to you.
Long, lean, and athletic. Farrington delivers, and he gets Osika swinging for strike 2.
Nice try.
I think if you're Tristan Osika, you don't need to kill the ball here.
No, you just have to make contact and hopefully push it through somewhere in the green.
Yeah, put it somewhere in play and give Lane Renault the chance to come around. Farrington doing a nice job in trying to avoid it thus far. His delivery is low. Farrington was walking off.
He thought he had him.
And did not get the call.
Farrington and half the majors were walking off the field on that pitch, expecting to get the call there, and fortunately just coming up empty.
Full count.
Runners will be now going on contact, or on the pitch to home.
Clayton Keys is the man on deck if Osika reaches. And he will. It's a walk for Tristan Osika. And how about this for a spot for Clayton Keys?
Similar spot as he was last inning. He came up and got an RBI single.
Number 24, Clayton Keys.
As we were both mentioning before, it looked like it was just a matter of time before Keys finally found a way to break through this ball game, and he did that last inning. Would love to do it or repeat the performance in this one. Now with the bases loaded.
He and Duncan went back-to-back RBI singles to reestablish a lead for the Cardinals. Farrington delivers. Keys checked his swing, but it didn't matter. 0-1.
Red Sox have taken the lead at 7-5 in the bottom of the 7th inning in Brantford.
Oh, boy.
Now, I guarantee they're praying for rain.
Keys chops this one on the ground foul.
People are making phone calls. I don't care how you get the sprinklers on, just get them on.
Get the spray, yeah. Call the grounds crew, somebody, anybody. Do something.
Could you imagine that, though? Jeez. Game called because the sprinklers came on. What's happened in this ballpark, I was actually here in a junior game. The sprinklers came on just after 11:30.
Oh, boy. What?
James Park, I don't know if you know that name or not, but he was managing the Hamilton junior team at the time.
Keys knocks this deep into center field. It's all the way back to the wall. Keys is going to clear him. All the way around comes Osika, and the Cardinals take a huge lead on a 3 RBI double from the notorious Clayton Keys.
Clayton Keys with yet another killer moment against these London Majors. 4 RBIs on the contest, 3 on that one swing. Of course, hard sky. I don't know if Miller saw that one off the bat too well or not, but it just found the good sweet spot here and cleared the bases in a hurry. Of course, the runners going on contact with 2 away, so that's why.
Yeah, it lost it as it got back towards the wall, looking out into this haze. And I saw Miller start to put the brakes on, and you could see the ball almost appear down to the bottom of the fence. 8-4 the score as Farrington delivers a first pitch strike to Tyler Duncan.
Cardinals definitely love scoring runs in the 8th inning, that's for certain. Seems to be their big inning of late.
They like to make it dramatic. And what a time for Clayton Keys. 4 RBIs between the bottom of 7 and the bottom of 8. Hot shot over to first base. It'll be a run on by Judd Walker, and that will bring the 8th inning to a close. But the Hamilton Cardinals on a 3-run double by Clayton Keys hold an 8-4 lead as we go to the top of the 9th. It's winning time when we return to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
All right, fans, get those 50-50 tickets ready as it's time to announce our winner. Today's 50-50 draw benefiting the Cancer Assistance Program. The winning number is B1016. That's B1016. Taking home $40. B1016. Tonight's winner, Stephen M. Congratulations, Stephen. Head to the Cancer Assistance Program table on the concourse to claim your prize before the end of the game.
All right, fans, if you're already planning your next Hamilton Cardinals,
Might just be warming them up.
You are in luck. Cardinals are in action this Sunday, June the 25th. We take on the visiting Brantford Red Sox. Our great friends at 92.9 The Grand, spinning the greatest hits of all time. Get your tickets for the game through Ticketmaster or at the box office. And stick around as well for the final out to find out who tonight's Hamilton Cardinals player of the game is, brought to you by Acura of Hamilton.
Now pitching for the Cardinals, number 19, Corbin Peters.
Yep.
The 9th inning is brought to you by Acura of Hamilton.
Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. And Neil, the top of the 9th, and it's a new pitcher on the hill for the Cardinals.
It is, indeed.
Off the majors, number 19, Miles Miller.
As Corbin Peters has made his way to the bump.
Peters got an inning of work last night in the game against the Welland Jackfish, just looking to get some more opportunities tonight.
And that one might have hit Luis Bernardo where you really don't want to get hit by a baseball.
No, you don't. He's going to probably definitely stand up and take a little stroll here and nonchalantly check to make sure things are okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's a tough spot.
Yeah.
Look how tough Luis Bernardo is. Hey, give me the helmet.
Yeah, I'm going back at it. There we go.
They would have had to have dragged me off into the dugout.
I'd be crying on the field. I'm not going to lie.
My God, what happened? How could this happen?
That's why the athletics reporter was made, folks.
Woof. It was a strike, by the way, on the first pitch from Peters that was foul tipped into a not-so-great region on Bernardo.
Yep.
Now 1-1. Peters delivers, and that one low and away. 2-1.
Peters entering action with a 3.94 ERA, 16 innings pitched, 19 strikeouts so far.
Peters with the look into Bernardo. And that one sent well foul by Miles Miller.
I think as things progress and we get the Jose Fernandez of the world, depending on what's going on, you're going to probably see a Peters or Duncan McLaughlin probably in the 6th, 7th inning. Then whoever the other one.
That ball hit high and deep into right field. Duncan having a look back, and that's out of here. Miles Miller opens up the top of the 9th with a big-time home run as he blasts that a mile over the right field fence.
Miller's got one up in the zone there from Peters, and he made it quickly leave the ballpark in a hurry over the Union Chicken sign by the looks of things.
Sorry, Neil, your point was rudely interrupted.
It happens.
As you were talking about how this bullpen for the Cardinals is likely to realign.
Exactly. You're probably going to see Duncan McLaughlin. You're probably going to see a Corbin Peters. Probably a Stephen Stricker in the 8th inning to either be the setup man and then Jose Fernandez in the 9th. Or they might reverse things depending on what the situation is.
21, Tommy Reyes-Cruz.
Yeah, how do you feel about that if you're an opposing team and you know that you could be looking 7, 8, 9 at Duncan McLaughlin and then some combination of Stephen Stricker and Jose Fernandez?
You know you got 5 innings to work with.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, the starters you're going to have to face are Logan Walters and Colby Ring. Yeah. Have fun.
Have fun. Good luck with that.
Jeez. Peters delivery, and he gets him looking. Wow. Corbin Peters painting the outside corner on Tommy Reyes-Cruz.
That's the way to bounce back if you're Corbin Peters.
And Reyes-Cruz tossed out of the ball game for arguing here in the 9th. And I think there's going to be another ejection here in just moments.
Yeah, and the base umpires are trying to calm the situation down too, and so are some of the majors players.
And yeah, Reyes-Cruz is hot. He's got to be careful here as he was making the walk back on. And I don't believe that the manager just yet has been ejected.
I think Roop's definitely doing a good job of trying to keep the peace here and keep some of his guys in this lineup.
And Reyes-Cruz is still barking from onto the grandstand.
Yeah, he's underneath going to the dressing rooms here, but he's still having an earful for the plate umpire.
The left fielder, number 14, Will Pollard.
As Will Pollard will be the batter now, his first time up after he took over for the ejected Starling Joseph.
Why are you talking to us? They're talking out here. You know why? They're talking out here.
Oh boy. It's going to get worse.
Don't hit me. Don't hit me with your mask. Don't hit me. Why don't you put that on your board?
And there it goes.
Roop's gone to take the vacation too.
You did. Now you're lying. You're a liar. It's going to show up on TV. You hit me with your mask. Now you say Starling hit you. You hit me with your mask. No, you hit me with your mask. No. You hit me with your mask. You hit me with your mask.
Well, it was in fact true that Starling Rodriguez, he wasn't attempting to do it, but when he threw his helmet off, it did bounce off the plate and hit the home plate umpire who, boy, this is a bit of an intense argument here.
George Halim even came out to try to get Roop off the field here just to keep calmer heads here.
And yeah, this is going to have to be broken up. Yeah, and a great job by the Cardinals general manager George Halim to come onto the field there.
Give yourself a shake. Keep looking. Look at you.
And it continues downstairs.
Fucking brutal.
Tempers boiling over, and it's understandable for the London Majors. This is a good baseball club. You know, this is a really good baseball club that has had some absolutely brutal luck on this season.
They've had some injuries. They lost Austin Wilkie early. They've had some, just not the imports, not been able to get the job done as far as pitching staff goes. And they've just lost some ball games in a row here that, six of one, half the other. Sometimes they go against you, sometimes they go with you. And unfortunately, the breaks have gone against them so much the last 6 games now, as they're culminating here in the 7th one as well.
And we've seen 3 ejections for the Majors.
4, actually, because, I think somebody else...
Oh, that's correct. Yeah, it was the third base coach that was ejected earlier. So 4 ejected, 2 on the coaching staff, 2 players. As Peters delivers, and they'll get ahead 0-2.
The umpires will have to fill out a game report afterwards, and of course that'll go to the league office, and they'll obviously review the game tape as well.
It's unfortunate because we've had a heck of a ball game tonight. It's the ball on the ground from Pollard, grabbed by Osika, over to Niles at first, and it's 2 away. We've had a heck of a baseball game tonight, and temper's obviously boiling over for the Majors. It's understandable.
Yep, it is.
You just don't want that to be how this night is remembered. The guys on both sides overcoming a downpour of rain in the ball game.
Exactly.
A pitcher's duel, some timely hitting, some great pieces of defense. I mean, we've been treated to a beauty here tonight.
No question we have been.
And mark my words, Neil, this London Majors team is going to be a tough out down the stretch.
Oh, no question they will be.
As Peters delivers, and that one will be cued out into right field, and big shot. Guess who's on base again?
Mr. Reichstein.
Byron Reichstein. Singles again.
He walks twice. He gets walked. He hits by a pitch. He grounds out to the first baseman. Then gets a pair of singles. Scores a run, and he has another single here in the 9th inning. As Peters asks for a new baseball.
At the plate, number 8, Josh Williams.
Just outstanding stuff for Reichstein tonight. And I think it's 2 runs scored for Reichstein, is it not? Am I? One in the second.
You're right.
Yep.
I just didn't fill the hole in my head. There was a question mark, because I was in there going, I wasn't sure if it was an earned run or not, where I just didn't fill it in.
I didn't have it on mine either until I was looking at my summary of the 8th inning. Well, somebody scored,
yep.
And this ball is hit deep into the Hamilton night, and it is out of here. What a shot by Josh Williams over the right field fence, and with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning, it's 8-7.
That's exactly what we were talking about earlier. They are a good baseball team, and they're hard to count out until the very last out. They'll definitely force you to play 27 outs against them.
And London's tower of power at 6'5" and 240. Josh Williams got a hold of one. What a shot.
The first baseman, number 34, Jed Walker.
Jed Walker will take them his first at bat, as he took over for Kane McGee last inning.
Tyler Duncan knew it as well, Neil. He turned around and just kept looking.
Yep. His was further, though.
Oh, that was just an absolute rocket. As Corbin Peters says, okay, catch up to this. As he gets Jed Walker swinging for strike 1.
I would not be surprised to see Peters throw 3 straight fastballs here and just try to blast it past him here.
Peters will lean back, and that's exactly what he's done, 0-2. Walker trying to shake it off. Majors down to their last strike, but they've gone from 8-5 to 8-7. And he gets them to Peters. 3 straight strikes. Neil called it. Fastballs all the way. And the Hamilton Cardinals reach their 10th win of the season before the calendar flips to July. What a start for this Cards team.
If there was ever any doubt, the Cardinals are a different ball club this year. It's a different culture. Everything about this ball club is just screaming positivity right now. Things are going their way. They're playing well. As a team, you just see their reaction on the field here, they're all bouncing up and down, high fives, and just having a lot of fun playing baseball together.
And in the outfield, I saw something that really made me smile. Clayton Keys, Danny Berg, and Tyler Duncan throwing it back to the days of Jackie Bradley Jr., Andrew Benintendi, and Mookie Betts with the little dance move on video out in center field. That makes the old Red Sox fan up here smile as the Cardinals pick up an 8-7 win in a thriller, Neil.
It does indeed, and of course it's a very important win. Yeah, it might only be 16 games into the season right now, but these are the wins you kind of look back later in the season going, wow, if we would have won this ball game, especially when it comes down to tiebreakers and head-to-head records.
Congratulations,
Tyler Duncan named player of the game tonight, and Clayton Keys gave him a good run for his money down the stretch in this ball game. But that 3-run home run, they got everything started tonight for the Cards, Neil. It was a big moment in this ball game. The Cardinals fed on it. Owen Boone gave them trouble, but the offense came back around. They score 8 runs.
Oh, exactly. They stayed patient when they had to against Owen Boone and just really waited him out. They waited and got a little tired. They got some runs early off Boone. If you're going to get runs off Boone, you have to score early.
Now, Neil, you are going to be back here Sunday afternoon as the Cards close the weekend with a 2 o'clock start. After a loss to the Jackfish last night, they look to go back-to-back again. They've got a chance to win 4 out of 6 in the last 2 weekends. How important is that ball game going to be?
That's a huge ball game for them, especially at this point. Like I said, at this point of the season, you got to get these wins when you get a chance. You're not going to take anything against the Brantford Red Sox or anything, but they're coming into town, and you know, they're not going to take it lightly, but they're going to have to go and compete. They're going to have to go out and they're just play the baseball game like they did tonight.
So for the Hamilton Cardinals, 10 wins, 16 games into the season. It's a log jam in the IBL. It's all about playoff positioning, and with the Welland Jackfish on shaky footing against the Brantford Red Sox tonight, the league is wide open.
It definitely is this year. You can definitely just feel it. Just like teams are just been, you don't expect certain teams to beat certain teams, and it's just things have kind of gone sideways this year as far as to start the season for a lot of teams.
And, of course, Neil, we saw tonight crazy weather. We saw great offense, great pitching, great defense, a little bit of everything in this ballgame. The wrestling matches down the foul territory. What's going to stick with you the most as we close out?
I think the pitching performances on both sides and just the timely hitting from the Cardinals once again coming through.
Big night for the Hamilton Cardinals. They get an 8-7 win, their 10th victory of the season. For my broadcast partner, Neil Shrivastava, I'm Reed Duffy. Thanks to our great crew here for Cable 14, and we'll see you on Sunday at 2 p.m. as we close out Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.